What it good be? Hopefully, what it should be. This your boy NORE.
What's good is DJ EFN.
And this is Drink Champs Yappy Hour. Make some noise! And listen, this guest that we're about to introduce, the last time he came on our show, he said, brothers, we gotta go back to Africa. And it seems like since then, people are going back to Africa.
Facts.
They going back to Nigeria, Ghana, so many different places that we gotta go. I know you've been to South Africa. This man, we just went through his discography. And when I tell you he got hits upon hits, he almost remind me of the Seal of this generation. You know how Seal, no one gave a fuck what race Seal was. He just made the best music and everybody said, fuck it. You roll with Seal, goddammit. He's the Seal of this generation. He got the illest haircut in the world right now. Hit after hit. My first time going to Africa, I'm going with him. I see he just went with Earn Your Leisure. Did y'all go to Africa, actual Africa? Oh, wow. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into everything. But in case y'all don't know who we talking about, we talking about the one, the only motherfucking Akon! Now, Akon, it was very interesting going through your discography, and I'm listening to Locked Up, right? Because when I Googled you, one of the things that popped up was they said you was a professional a car thief. And you kind of said it on Locked Up just now. You said my car is stolen. I ain't got no registration. I said he told us.
Giving you like, that's the past.
We know you rich as hell
Why
now.
are you bringing up old shit?
No, but because when you Google you, that's actually something that comes up that says that, I believe you said it on a different platform. So you used to, this is in New Jersey, I imagine.
New Jersey Drive shit, huh?
New Jersey Drive.
Yeah, this is a while ago.
So what happened? Someone come up to you and said, let's just, because you a sophisticated car stealer. Like, you wasn't like popping shit. You was changing the serial numbers and shit like that. Is that true?
It was
How you start this shit with that?
You gotta break the ice. Break the ice.
It's Nori. Just expect the unexpected every time.
But how did that happen?
Well, getting back to the past, it was like I was never the kind of person when it came to what's interesting, like I think I say the word that I kind of used the excuse that I was surviving because it made me feel better about it.
Right.
But that was nothing for me it was nothing really for me to survive because my parents was actually really wealthy. You know, we lived like
really?
I was living in Jersey. We lived in a 3-story house, just me and my older brother.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we had the whole house to ourselves. Now when I think about it, we were just bored as hell looking for something.
You were just being a teenager, a kid. I'm assuming.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what was interesting was as I started watching a lot of my homies, they was selling drugs.
Right.
And I didn't understand like why such hard labor for no money.
Right.
These niggas would be like on a corner, rain, sleet, hail, snow.
You was born in Senegal?
I was born in Senegal.
You was born
in St. Louis.
Oh, St. Louis, that's
in
right.
St. Louis,
Okay.
but then I was raised in Senegal.
And raised in
Yeah,
Senegal.
I was
So
raised
what
in
age
Senegal.
were you there in Senegal?
I was in Senegal from birth. We was born in Senegal. I mean, in St. Louis, shipped to Senegal. Then when I was about 7 or 8, that's when my mom and pop brought us back to the States to go to school, and every summer we would go back to Senegal.
Wow.
So he wanted to, pretty much my dad just wanted to make sure we was all born in the U.S. He's always forward thinking since then.
Right.
He wanted you to have a U.S. passport.
Yeah, he wanted us to be U.S. citizens so we would never have immigration issues. So he was always thinking about the future.
Damn, smart.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So when I came here, it was just a matter of adopting. And I think a lot of my choices came from just wanting to be, accepted
right.
amongst the crowd. So that's how I got caught into, all the things that I got caught into, including cars. Because cars made me feel special. I was young. I can drive into the most elite vehicles. And then I ran with the narrative that I was an African prince. You know what I'm saying? So
You was using that back then?
yeah, this is like, what? After coming to America, I was like, shit.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's what motivated, because I was working at this barbershop, man, and I met this Jamaican dude that was like, yo, he was in the cars, and I was like, man, every time I see you in a different car.
Right.
And one day he's like, rude boy, let me show you something. He took me to the spot, I was like, wow, I was mesmerized, and I was like, how much are these? He was like $2,500 a piece. I said, what? how is that?
Right.
And he showed me the whole layout, and before you know it, I just copied and pasted. And you know what I'm saying? So now, now, like literally every other month now, I would come to school in a different car, and they was like, "Yo, where's I was like, "Yeah, I'm an African prince." You know what I'm saying? And they believed it because of the whips that I was driving in. So then I said, "This could be something, that I can actually make a career out of." Now that's how I'm thinking back then.
Right.
So I was just trying to figure out the best way to do it. Then that's when Atlanta hit me because I was getting out of high school, graduating. My mom's in Atlanta because my dad was a professor doing cultural exchange at Clark Atlanta University. And that's when they just had the Olympics going over there with Freaknik and everything.
I'm about to say Freaknik.
You know what I'm saying? So when I went out there, I saw all these just young, black, just really successful black people. I ain't seen that many black people successful in one city since New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was...
Not even in Africa? You ain't see...
Well, nah, because I wasn't there long enough to understand what that was at that time, So, so that was just different. But I saw a lot of new athletes coming out, a lot of artists out there, and then everybody was driving. So I was like, this could be the spot, So that's where I just set up shop.
New Jersey.
In Atlanta.
Oh,
He said
Atlanta.
everybody's driving, so there's a market for
it was a
what you
big
was
market
doing.
for it. I'm like, y'all paying at that time, 150,000 was probably the most you'll pay for a car, but those was even the super high line. Because at that time, even $90,000 was a lot for a Porsche.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I can get it to you for like 10 grand,
right.
Oh, so you was legit into that.
Oh no,
that wasn't like a pastime for a teenager to do.
It became a real occupation for me because I started finding the ins and outs. Like most people will go out jack people for cars,
right?
And then of course, me, it was always the biggest profit for the less jail time. Right. So I started studying the law, and I realized, man, joyriding charge is a misdemeanor. You get out the same day.
Wow.
But the only way you can get hit for a joyriding charge, you actually have to have the key. So if you actually have the key in the car,
that's
it's considered a joyriding. So I was like, if I can just get the keys.
How do you get the keys in the car?
Exactly.
You can't let the trade secrets out.
Right.
There's other people.
There's still people out there outside. Yeah.
I mean, now, the stuff back then, you can't even do it today. Now you got navigation, you got OnStar, you got cars now. On your phone, you can track your vehicle. So it's like, so the crazy part, so what I ended up doing was I started going to the dealership and start peeling keys. Wow. And pretty much what that means, like, you just go in, if you see a key on the table, you just grab that bad boy, go to the bathroom, hit the click, see which one opens up, and if the car light up, jump in and pull out, right?
At the dealer.
At the dealership. Because you gotta understand, car dealerships is mad busy all the time.
Yeah, they can't keep track of everything.
What I'm saying? They're not even thinking about it. They see you in a car pulling out, they think you test driving or something.
Right.
Or you might have just purchased a car.
Yeah, you might be a customer that,
You know what I'm saying? So after a while, they start seeing my face come through all the time.
They like, this is a great customer.
Listen,
hey,
they said, well, hold up. So every time my face got burnt out, then I had to get another car dealership to go to. But then after a while, there was only but so many car dealerships. Then I had to find a whole new method.
Right.
Then I started hitting the valet parking.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's where the business was because...
You was putting a valet jacket on.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
he probably like, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea, right?
No, it actually ain't. Yeah, because it really ain't, because what happens is, clearly, like, first of all, it's not easy to get a valet jacket that matches the company that you're doing. That's number one.
And they know each other.
And they all know each other.
Right.
So they'd be like, yo, who are you? Like, what you doing over there?
They would know immediately
you too close to the cabinet right now. You know
with your jacket on.
Right. So I took the diplomatic approach. I said, yo, let me just negotiate with these niggas.
Oh.
Yo, well, how much do you actually make? How much are they paying you? Wow. They was making $50 a week plus tips.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, even with tips, how much do you actually make? They said, well, pulling off maybe $200 a week. Right. I said, all right, cool. If I can give you $1,000 a week, $1,000 a week, guaranteed. You just give me the spare key of any car that got a spare in it.
Wow. And so you don't take it there. You take it when they go away.
Boom.
Wow.
If you could do that for me, every time you get one, just give me a call.
Right.
And all I need is the key and a piece of mail out there with an address.
Wow.
That's all I needed. So boom, they would get that to me. I just wait maybe a week, 2 weeks later, pull up late night, car be parked right there in the front, jump in, out. Whew. And that was it. Like, it was a real business.
Wow.
But then don't forget, you still have to get the paperwork done for it. You got to get VIN numbers and all that. But so the beginning, you just selling hot cars. You get caught, bros, drive at your own risk.
Right.
All right, the car's only $500 though. Like, just, these are squatters, right? But then once you build up enough money, create the pawn shop. I mean, what you call it? Chop shop.
The chop
So
shop.
then I had a chop shop where I had some Mexicans over there that was super dope with cars. They
Big
do,
up to the Mexicans.
Big up to the Big up to the Mexicans. They would chop it up for me, change the serial number. Then I had to get it registered. This is where the finesse has to
Register
come
at the DMV?
Yes,
when you get it connected.
it has to come back.
Okay.
So I would go to the DMV and I would just look for the most vulnerable, insecure, overweight chick.
Holy shit. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready for that either.
I wasn't ready.
I'm about to go to hell. I shouldn't tell the story. So, you just, Vanessa, take her out to eat.
Right.
Just
Serenade her.
sell the dream,
Right.
You just dangle the carrot, though. You never beat. You never hit it. You
Right.
just always make her believe that one day it's going to go down.
Right.
And she'll just do anything for you. So I was like, look, baby, right now I'm going through some things. I got a few vehicles that I got, but, they ain't paid me for it. It just came off the truck. She was completely green, didn't have no clue. I just need you to get these registered for you, man. Every time I sell one, I just give you some money out of it.
Wow.
And that's all it took. And before you know it, every car we got, chopped it, got it registered. Then now we in business. By the time we start selling Atlanta, it wasn't not nobody that was coming through Atlanta that wasn't getting cars from us.
But let me ask you, how if you ever got caught, how would you get caught? How would the police?
Well, that's the thing.
Okay.
And that was a mistake that I made.
Okay.
But normally I never really get caught because I always went through middleman. So I was just a supplier, and I would give it to the person that would go out and sell it out. My only rule was don't sell squatters to dope boys, because that's how you get fucked up. Whatever you do, don't sell it to no drug dealers. Because the problem with them is they drive in any conditions, they move, they dry and dirty. They give you all the reasons for them to start investigating.
Right.
So after so many dope boys get caught, then now they like, okay, well, all these cars are kind of
Coming from the same person.
Right.
Yeah.
They can start following situations before you know it. It leads all back down to them, and then they gonna rat you out. And in time, that's exactly what ended up happening.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So a dope boy got caught in the car and said, "I got it from the Princess Zamunda."
Well, see, what saved me was the fact that I never really met the customer.
Oh.
So when we went, when we went to trial, because I ended up getting to trial, nobody recognized me.
Right.
So my attorney was just super amazing. He was like, "Look, man, he's a customer like they are." Honestly, I didn't know my car was even stolen.
Wow.
I was just driving. I thought it was legit.
Well, now they know. Thankfully, statute of limitations.
I was about to say statute of limitations. Now.
Way over.
It'll never happen again. Though. That was a once in a lifetime opportunity.
All right. Do you see let's get straight to it, man.
You always getting straight to something.
Let's get straight to it. Listen,
What you getting
I
straight
heard
to,
so
Nori?
much beautiful music that you made. I'm trying to think, who the hell could battle you in verses?
Versus.
And has Swiss and them been calling you? I know they've been.
You know what? Actually, Swiss talked to my little brother about it. He talked to Boo about it. And Boo kind of hinted it to me. But I was just never, I don't know. I think I love verses to watch it.
Right.
But I think some legends, in their right, I thought it was a mistake for them to get on it, because I think sometimes when you contribute to a culture this big, your music should never be compared. It should be more celebrated than, competed to an extent. I know maybe in the beginning it probably wasn't meant to be competition, but it's now turned into a battle.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm kind of relinquishing someone else's legacy. Because I really don't believe there's too many people that can go against me.
It's a great way to put it. Yeah. So basically, you're going against yourself.
That was the most. That was the most humblest, cockiest shit I've ever heard. It was humble and cocky at the same time.
No, but it's real though.
No, but off top, which would be dope. A lot of people always compared Lil Wayne to Drake, and they said if they would do it together.
But it wouldn't work because.
Were you and T-Pain?
Lil Wayne found Drake. That's like me finding T-Pain. Like, I gave him all my secrets. I gave him all my resources. I created the monster that's gonna come against me. Like if anything, I'm gonna sick T-Pain on everybody else. You get past him, then you get to me.
Wow, you and T-Pain, double teams. I like that.
Now that'll work. Me and T-Pain together against somebody else all day. Because T-Pain love that kind of smoke. T ready for all that.
Yeah.
I got goosebumps.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
First double team.
I guess they don't want to Drake.
I don't know about that, man. Because that's too dark skin against light skin. No. Wayne is dark skin. Okay, hold on. Let's think about that. It shouldn't be R&B singers.
I mean,
it can't be Chris Brown and Usher.
This the thing.
Ooh, Chris Brown and Usher.
That honestly would be. I would love to watch that myself. That's what I'm saying. Like I love to be entertained by it.
Right.
But it's also that fear.
Right.
Because of what Usher built. Like sometimes, the scariest part, and I think
Usher
most artists probably can agree.
He might come out with roller skates.
No, but all that's cool.
Confuse all of us. Yeah.
But see, this is the thing, right? This generation don't appreciate music the way our generation did.
Right.
So the way we value what Usher brought to the table, this generation may not see that. It may lean more towards Chris, and vice versa. The elders might not, appreciate what Chris brought to the, to this industry. You know what I'm saying? Because even now, when I look at Chris Brown, I always believe that he could have been the only person that can come behind Michael Jackson.
Right.
Chris is that talented.
Yeah,
like he is fucking genius.
Yeah.
I mean, from an artist standpoint, from a performance standpoint, imaging, like he's a global superstar.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think sometimes it's a matter of how we harness and how we, package our talent that we can claim and take it to that next level. It's almost like, okay, let's say if we introduce the versus concept to the pop community.
I want to see that.
They gonna turn it down.
I want to see Christina Aguilera against Britney Spears.
But they not gonna do it.
Yeah, they won't do it.
Christina Aguilera against Britney Spears, I'm in.
Listen,
I mean, that's a different kind of versus.
Let me explain.
NSYNC against Backstreet Boys, I'm in.
No, we would all be in.
Yeah, I'm in.
But that day will never come.
Yeah,
You know why? Because they see things differently. They preserve culture. They preserve legacy. We compete against it.
Right.
Like blacks and whites are two different mentalities.
Right.
We're combative. Like we're
South
always...
African whites or regular whites?
No, whites, period, bro. Let me explain something.
South Africa, bro.
Let's get back to South Africa. The intro was just so amazing, so I couldn't cut you off. I couldn't cut you off.
Yeah, but I've never been to South Africa.
Let's be very clear.
Yeah.
South Africa is the real Africa.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens, right? Any amazing part of Africa that's beautiful, that attracts tourism, they say, well, that ain't really the real Africa.
Right.
But if it's poor, impoverished, and full of diseases or plagues, oh yeah, be careful. We don't want to be in that part of Africa.
Yeah.
So they claim the poor part for Africa to say, okay, that's Africa.
Right.
But then if there's anything that's enticing or inviting about Africa, they say, well, that's not really the real Africa. Mm-hmm. And that's what we got to break.
Right.
Because, to South Africa's credit, they had help by the British to actually help to develop.
That was the apartheid, right?
Right.
Yeah. Which was the smallest population, mind you.
Period. But those are real Africans. Yeah. Like them white boys over there.
Yeah.
Some of them are more African than the actual Africans.
Right.
That's why they call Afrikaans.
Right.
Yeah, Afrikaans.
Like them niggas is ghetto
they got
as
their
shit.
own language.
And what's crazy, certain parts of Africa, of South Africa, the white folks are the ones in the ghettos.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you go to South Africa, the richest people in South Africa are the black ones.
Oh, wow.
Like
the white
the
people,
mulatto,
it's almost like a flip.
is in the worst position now.
This is the Netflix.
In Cape Town, in the flats,
Bro,
Cape Flats.
Johannesburg, like everywhere you go, there's areas where there's poor people, but the poorest areas are the poor parts where the white folks are.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a matter of fact, it's a Netflix special on that. It's a Netflix special on that. I gotta remember the name though. Okay. But if you Google, if you search South Africa on there, it'll pop up on.
Or watch my documentary, Coming Home South Africa. I mean, and I'm telling you, and they have an amazing hip hop scene. And I went into Johannesburg, and they got a spot called
nice.
What is it called?
Cool. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Slaughterhouse. And it's in their language, and it's like a crazy MC battle place. It's dope. Dope scene out there, man.
Right.
I'm not sure, man.
What you not sure?
No,
I just want to go to Ghana if I go first.
But what you're
Nigeria, I want to buy a fake credit card or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to
you put that stereotype on it.
I want to get scammed, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
You get scammed right here.
I'm fucking with you. Hey, let me hit that hookah. Got that hookah. Hit that hookah.
Get that hookah in your life, man.
Oh shit. Yeah.
I want to get scammed.
Nah, but what is? Yo, but what is? If a person never been to Africa and they want to go for party purposes, go to party purposes, like, yeah, what would you compare it to? What place?
All right, so I would say Nigeria is compared to New York City. Mm. If I had to compare some
That's
place.
definitely scammers.
There's scammers everywhere, man.
I mean, New York got scammers too. Come on, I'm just being honest.
Yo,
You
man.
ain't get them emails?
That Nigerian prison's probably in
Come
New
on.
York.
I ain't the only one that got them emails, goddammit.
Yo,
I know y'all got them emails. I'm a Nigerian prince. What you gotta do is
hold on,
send me
listen.
1,500. I got
Explain
you.
something, yo. Explain something.
That was Mr. Lee in his room emailing
There was
you.
Dominicans doing it. I'm sorry.
This could be debatable, but the Nigerians are the most smartest people on the planet.
Right.
Yeah, I believe it.
So,
I promise you. There's nobody more smarter than the Nigerians.
Respect that.
Now, of course, there's a few bad apples that came out. You know what I'm
They
saying?
smart too, though.
No, they extremely smart.
Yeah, they smart.
They just put their intelligence all in the wrong place.
Right.
If they would have geared that towards something more, positive and productive,
right.
because the ones that did, there's more billionaires being made in Nigeria than anywhere in the world on an annual
my white
basis.
friends took that email.
They're like, oh, the prince is hollering.
They thought they was giving back.
But
They was
listen,
like-
to the credit of them though, you only get caught if you get greedy.
Right.
They don't ask you to do anything. They just present it to you, and then your greed get caught in that
You be
web.
like, cause I'm giving 1,500,
Right.
give me 50,000.
Greedy and dumb.
They're not putting a gun in your head.
Yeah.
They just giving you a proposition.
They exploiting your
and then your
ignorance.
ass with your greedy ass took it. And what's crazier is that after you get got, there's nobody else to blame but yourself, because you knew better.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest.
Anything that's too good to be true,
You know who
is
got me?
always too good to be true.
What's the nigga that they was hunting him down and they made you buy
Hush
the
puppy?
shirts?
Hush puppy?
Coney, right?
Coney.
Oh, Coney?
I donated.
But that wasn't Africans that was doing that.
I don't know who it was. But
It's like someone in
thank you.
San Francisco.
Listen, I still don't got my shirt.
That's why
I still don't got my Coney shirt.
Cause I was like, wait, is he comparing that to Africans? That wasn't the African that did that.
No. It was Coney. He was doing some bad
It wasn't,
shit.
yeah, and it wasn't them.
And he was like, yo, donate to him and we're going to get it. I was like, word. It's like, I got caught. And all I wanted
It was like a white dude in San Francisco doing that.
All I wanted was my T-shirt. They didn't give me my T-shirt.
man.
And that's when I started complaining. I said,
That is too-
something ain't right about this.
You was waiting for the T-shirt?
That is too funny, boy.
Yo, so you say Nigeria is the first.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're going there for. Like,
Okay.
every place has its destination and has a specialty for what you want to do.
A huge continent. Huge.
It's
North Africa,
Listen,
South
let me explain how big Africa is, right? You see how big United States is,
Right.
You could take 5 United States and fit it inside
Damn.
Africa. 5 are US's.
That's fire.
I mean, all 52, 3, 4 states, whatever.
That's
you can
wild.
take them all, put them inside Africa 5 times. That's how big the continent is.
Wow.
That's how big it is. So it's a matter of like, and it's any and everything you want to do. Like, you got East Africa, you got South Africa, you got West Africa, North Africa. Everywhere you go, there's destinations for what it is you want. So it depends on what you're going there for.
Right.
You know?
Now, I said, yo, anybody got questions for Akon?
Right,
Check
right,
for this
Man,
up?
like, no, it was like, yo, man, ain't the U.S. mad at him for messing with China?
Man, listen, honestly, to be honest, bro,
Yeah.
I would want the U.S. to take more initiative in Africa. They have done it this year, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, really?
Really?
You know, yeah, they flew in a lot of African presidents, created this huge, embassy thing with
initiative and
the
shit?
initiative in D.C., but it was a great conversation. It was a great start. But I just think they're a little bit 10, 12 steps behind.
Right.
The Chinese, the area where the Chinese got smart was they realized, okay, they already done created enough manufacturing plants to supply the whole world, right?
Yes.
America's their biggest suppliers.
Right.
America, then Europe. This is why the U.S. is in debt to the Chinese already. They supply the U.S. with so much. But after a while, you can only supply but so much because there's only a certain amount of population there. The reason why China is so powerful because they got over 1 billion people over there.
Right.
Within China in itself. But for the most part, they saw the value in Africa, though.
Right.
They said, okay, cool. Africa got close to 2 billion people,
Right.
It's underdeveloped. So human resources to them is more important than actual resources itself because they've seen what it done for themselves, right? So now imagine if you combine 2 billion people of China in partnership with 2 billion people in Africa. And then you have all the resources and all the factories for distribution to the globe.
Is that why the currency is China?
The BRICS, you're talking about BRICS,
The
which is
currency
China,
that China,
China, Russia,
Africa,
Brazil.
Brazil,
They trying to
yeah.
create their a currency.
Well, I mean, they don't.
It's
they
the
got
BRICS
power to do
nations.
it.
They call
You
it
got
the
the
BRICS
old school
nations.
ringer. I ain't
Bro.
heard that ringer since '88. But you didn't hear that currency? You ain't doing
Yeah, it's the Brit. They haven't done it yet. They're trying to. They're trying to do it.
It's a conversation that's being had. Of course, it's going.
And Saudi Arabia is kind of like in the mix of that.
The U.S. dollar if that happens.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be easy to accomplish because it's just too many interests at play. But if it does happen, it's going to be a U.S. is going to have a huge problem.
Right.
And China's been involved in Latin America too. They're doing the same thing.
No, they're involved everywhere. You're not understanding. They have been quiet.
All right.
You can go to any hood, anywhere in the world, and you're going to find them.
That's what they're doing.
And then you can go to any place in the world, and there will be a Chinatown.
Always. And this is going back.
They've always been non-controversial.
Yeah.
Right?
You been to China?
I love China.
You love China?
Really?
I love it out there. I just can't stay there too long, though.
Why?
I need the food. The food is just, it's not my type.
Right.
Well, it's
The food, the
it's
food.
like too small.
It's just no. The portions are pretty small, but it's just too healthy.
Really?
Like it's too healthy.
You need some gluten.
I need I need fat. I need cholesterol. I need all that. Like I can't.
It's that American shit.
Yeah, it's too healthy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too healthy.
One of the things that Michael Blacksman, who's my friend, but he turns me off every time I see him eating.
Why?
The way he eats fufu is horrible. Have you ever seen him eat fufu? He go. Then he put on his face. He like this. I'm like, how can you tell me this is good? And you go like this. I'm the only one who follow Michael Blacksmith. I'm the only one. Listen.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear to God, and he'd be like, after he pulls his hand away from his mouth, he acts like he's enjoying it. But as he's chewing it, he puts on the pit bull face. Like a pit bull is attacking a chihuahua. And I'm like, so but are you a fan of fufu?
Me, I'm not really a fan of fufu specifically.
Okay,
I don't like fufu as much, but I like everything else. Fufu is the only thing that I don't like as much.
Fufu's like mofongo, right? It's the plantain.
Yeah, it's the thing you dip it in bread.
Well, the fufu itself I like, but it's the okra sauce that comes with it.
Okay.
And I don't like the texture of okra.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Because it got that
I can dip
sliminess
the
to it.
fufu in some other sauce, like the peanut butter sauce. It comes with different sauces, but the reason why they call it fufu is because of the okra.
Oh, I thought it was because of the bread. The bread.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a combination.
It's a combination.
But it's a team effort. Like one don't work without the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what's your favorite African dish?
It's jollof rice for sure.
What?
Jollof rice.
Jollof?
Jollof. Yeah.
Sounds. I don't know how it sounds.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. What is it? Tell us.
Yeah, and where's it
So-
native to?
So jollof rice is originally from Senegal, West Africa. That's where I'm from. Ghana has adapted it very well. Nigeria is always in competition with Ghana on who makes the best jollof rice.
Okay.
And then you have Liberia also that makes it really, really good.
Wow.
Right? But it's an old traditional recipe that's made with rice and tomato paste.
Right.
So the tomato paste is what makes it red.
Right.
But in Senegal, you have two types of jollof. You have the red jollof and then you have the white jollof. The white jollof is made with like onions and, more broth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the taste of it is just, it's like an African version of fried rice to an extent. That's probably the best way to kind of explain it. Because after the rice is done, they let the bottom of the rice burn.
Yeah.
So it's like you get that burned smoky, and then that smoke goes through the rice and you can taste that smokiness in it. It's delicious.
Cubans do too. Cubans. The burnt part is the part that everybody wants.
This is why I be in the DR a lot. Whenever I eat that, boy, it reminds me of jollof. You know what I'm saying?
So we all know that music. We all know the original man comes from Africa, right?
Right.
I remember, reggae music coming, making its mark. Then Spanish music, all that, so on and so forth. For it to kind of like seem like it 360, and now it's like Afro beats is like so fucking popular right now.
It's
like,
huge.
I never saw this coming. Like I never saw it. Obviously, we know that music originates in Africa, so for it to come back, it's something that's very, very beautiful. But I personally didn't see this. Is this something that you've been saw? That you knew that?
Bro, since 2007.
Wow.
I was in labels trying to get this going. Like you'd be surprised how good it makes somebody feel when you've been saying, you want to say like, I told you so loud. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think Latin music kind of came through the same tunnel. Because with reggaeton, it was the same thing. Nobody expected it to be this big and dominate.
You can say that.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can say that.
On everything.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't believe. God did it. Y'all playing with this shit.
Right.
I'm just like, I'm
you know what I'm saying? So I think it's the same thing. And I think now people are getting more, open to different sounds and different music. Now they actually start, you can now see melodies change into something that sounds familiar to you that back then was foreign. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to a lot of the Afrobeat music today, you be like, wow, it actually makes sense, because when you go from reggae music to reggaeton and now Afrobeat within all in the span of 10, 15 years in America, it's like, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? It was just a matter of who was the gatekeepers that would allow that music to come in. And that was the challenging part, trying to get them to understand that, yo, this is bigger than you think it is. Yeah, like internationally, this is huge already. If it breaks in America, this could be the biggest turnover for y'all from a financial standpoint that you've ever seen. But it's just a matter of now digital actually allowed that because of YouTube.
You think they were trying to keep people from working internationally that closely because it might change the way the business is done domestically?
Actually, I wouldn't go that far, but I would say that they didn't understand the music well enough to know how to move it around. And I think a lot of the times when you look at executives, they kind of move on either excitement because they know what they got, or on fear because they don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Instead of just putting it out and let it find its own audience, they want to be the A&R to decide what goes out and what's going to be a hit and what's not. And I think that's what the mistake is. Right. Because they only, they make the decision according to what they see. And most of them never even left America, so they wouldn't even know where to start.
Right. I remember, like I was saying this to DeVito, a friend of mine who's from Senegal, but he lives in Paris, and he kept telling me about Afro beats, but he didn't have it wasn't a word at the time.
Right.
He kept saying, "Listen, man, we have African reggaeton," and I was like, because I'm assuming reggaeton can only be Spanish. I'm not smart enough to understand that this is a global thing. And then he was playing me this, and I was just like, wow. And then when Afro beats blew up, like I said, my boy Etienne, he's from Senegal. He just lives in Paris. He called me every day. I told you, motherfucker. I was like, damn. He was right. And he was right. But listen, Akon, our show was about giving people their flowers while they're alive. We want to give you your flowers face to face, man. You're a legend. You're an icon. You're a pioneer. You single-handedly changed the face of how music is played. You did it. Are you like the first African artist, or first African? African, because you wasn't born. You said you was born in St. Louis, but obviously you're still considered.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I don't think where you're born decides who you are, right? Because in our case, my mom and father was born, raised, full-blooded Senegalese, but Pops decided to make sure we was born here. Just to ship us back.
Yeah, it was a transactional reason.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why when I identify with Africa, it's just a little bit different, because that's where my childhood began. And then when I came to the States, I was here just more to go to school, because every summer we would go back home. Until I graduated high school, I decided to stay.
Let me ask you, there's a whole thing with New York Puerto Ricans, right? And then Puerto Ricans from the island.
Right.
And for years, the Puerto Ricans from the island just thought they was better than us. I'm sorry, that's how we felt about y'all. Sorry, like we felt like they were like the real Puerto Ricans, and like, I mean, actually, at certain times they would actually say that.
Technically, they are.
I was about to say, technically, they are the real Puerto Ricans, because y'all are more Americanized.
Yeah, but they be watching us on TV.
Yeah,
that's not. But they just saying technically.
It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't grow up with chickens in our backyard.
Why are you going at your own people, bro?
See, look at you. See? You just proved that point.
They like, you see New York.
They just a little. The Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico are a little bit closer to the culture. And I think that's what they're trying to say. They're not saying that you ain't Puerto Rican. They're just saying, well, we're actually here.
You know, it's a place in Puerto Rico called Loiza. You know, that's where the slaves got dropped off. You are light skinned out there compared to them.
No, I know.
Listen.
But all of those niggas came from Senegal. I'm not even joking. No, seriously.
For real. That's what they said.
Of no return. That last spot, they dropped off in Puerto Rico. They dropped off in Haiti, and
Cuba.
Haiti became Dominican Republic. because of the Spaniards came and mixed up with the Haitians.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all Portuguese.
You hear that, Mr. Lee?
Yeah, so Portuguese, y'all niggas is more African than we are.
What?
Why you think y'all move the way y'all move?
God damn it.
Why you
God
think
damn
y'all
it.
can say
God
the
damn
word?
it, niggas.
No, seriously. No,
God damn
honestly.
it.
Think about it. Think about how we communicate with Puerto Ricans.
Right.
Puerto Rican, we call each other's niggas. Y'all niggas y'all far from niggas. But Puerto Ricans can say this shit and we like, fuck you then, nigga. Like, fuck you, nigga. But just think about it. Like, this is how, like, we look at each other as one.
Right. Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, so it's like our history is intertwined. It's not even a question.
Yeah. That's a beautiful thing. You know what also was something beautiful I seen on the internet the other day? They said something that could, and you said this on our show years ago. It said something that was going to help boost Africa's economy is if African Americans actually go back.
Exactly.
Start going back. And I see somebody, like, I think this was like a preacher or something. Like, he was just, and I was like, damn, Akon said that shit like 7 years ago on our show. You think that's still true to this day?
It's 100%. I think Africa will start to become to its fullest potential when y'all all go back home.
Right.
Like, and even y'all, what's interesting is that everything that y'all fighting for over here, you get on a silver platter over there. Like, it's like you guys want to suffer. Like, y'all motherfuckers just want to just be fucked up.
That hurt.
Because you don't have to be. It's like it's like, believe me, they wouldn't want nothing better than to ship all y'all niggas back to Africa. But they not even knowing this for y'all best interest. Y'all would actually be better off.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
No more crying, no more like marching, no more getting killed by cops.
Right.
No more crying racism, because y'all are the majority over there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't Liberia supposed to be that originally?
Well,
wasn't it a return? A lot of the free slaves helped create Liberia.
I can't give you too much story about
even the
Liberia.
flag is
Liberia is just
similar.
a little bit. Well, that's just all the flags. If you notice, every flag got a meaning, right? But it's always got the meaning that's attached to whoever colonized them. But history nowadays, I don't know what to believe anymore.
It's all convoluted, right?
It's all convoluted.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different story of what took place around that time, so the accuracy is very slim. But when you stop and you think about just basic common sense, some of the things that happen can easily be returned and redone. Like, but it's all in the mind state. You know, once you got your mind set on something, that's what it is. It's like Nori. He just want to go to Africa to get fucking. Like, he got to get scammed, otherwise he won't be comfortable.
Yeah, I got to lose my credit card.
That's the real experience of that.
That's the experience. Like, he got to go through that first and then say, all right, cool. Now, who do I have to talk back to give me the history on how I can get it back? So I got to scam him to educate him. You know what I'm saying?
Which is wild, because you don't want to go see a 5-star resort. Oh, this is Africa too.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'm playing.
That shit too nice. It's too clean. Take me over there. I want the hut. You know, the straw, roof. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but that's real, man, because like a lot of us, I remember me being scared to I send in my 20. What is that? 23.
What's that, for the shots and all that?
Where you get your thing?
23andMe.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean for the DNA?
Yeah, for the DNA.
Gotcha.
And I remember my wife doing it, and I'm being like, she's like, you don't want to know where you really from? And I was like,
not really.
Oh, you didn't do it?
No, I didn't.
I
actually think I swabbed or whatever it was. I just never gave it to her. I was like, I don't know, man. I was just like, man, I don't know what I did with it, but I'm gonna do it this time because
you gotta do it, bro. You
want to
gotta
know where
do
I'm
it.
at, because obviously when you're Puerto Rican, which I'm half Puerto Rican, half black. Part of you goes to Spain.
Right.
But then that's not where it ends. That's where, like...
That's just one little small piece of the puzzle.
Part of it, it's Puerto Rico, because we don't come from Puerto Rico, we don't come from
Puerto Rico,
Puerto Cuba.
Most Caribbean
most Puerto
is not
Ricans,
gonna be right.
y'all DNA gonna trace back to
Oh,
Portuguese.
he Cuban. Stop
Portugal.
calling him Puerto Rican.
Yeah, most of y'all
Puerto Ricans ain't gonna like
We're the
that.
same birds with different feathers.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm just waiting for my people.
Or whatever they say.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all gonna pay.
I'm rooting for the Cubans.
The Cubans, yeah.
The Cubans,
they black as hell,
shit
too.
gonna come back
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah.
I got Chinese. It was crazy.
Cubans are the most African when it comes to the Latin side of the world.
No, I got it. It comes up. It comes up in my
roots go deep in
23.
Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they the
Y'all gonna
niggas
come
of the
back.
Latin country.
Without a doubt.
That's for
Without a
facts.
doubt.
Jesus Christ, bro.
They the Haitians of the Latin.
Shout out to my Haitian brothers. Why you saying
That's
that?
not my face.
You be disrespecting everybody.
Your show is in Miami, right?
Yeah, he's in
You gotta be
Miami.
careful.
Bad
bro.
racism.
There's a lot of Haitians out here.
It's a joke. It's a joke. That's my friend Haitian right there. The Zopal, baby.
He's not happy with you. He's not happy.
That's my friend right there.
The zone ain't gonna like that, buddy.
No, that's hilarious. All right, you want to do?
Yeah, let's do quick number
Okay.
one. We got it.
Yep.
Oh man.
But he not drinking, so Sonny drinking for him?
Sonny, you drinking for him?
Sonny, you gonna take the shot for me? My Haitian brother. That's what I'm talking about.
You drinking?
No. I'm gonna chill. Hey,
We go light today. We go light, man. We
Come on,
healthy.
light.
We healthy hoods right now.
Water champs.
Water champ.
Water champs today. Water champs today.
I don't think.
You know what?
Did
I
we
love
play
that.
this last time?
No.
We didn't do this last time with you, right? All right, so we're gonna give you two choices. You pick one. We good. If you say both or neither, we drinking.
Got it.
All right. So the first one is Chris Brown or Usher. Let me get my drink ready.
Wow. Both.
Okay. So, see, he gonna say this freely
No,
now.
that one. Listen, they both to me are equal when it
'Cause
comes
you
to
never
generations.
drink, right? You
My
never
generation.
drink, right?
No, I never drank.
Never drink.
Never
at
drank.
all.
Good for you.
But I did sip it by accident one time and thought it was water. Bro, my chest got so hot.
Wait, tell me.
I was like, what? Bro, that
Must have
shit
been like
was a
some Grey
nasty. It was
Goose or something.
vodka.
Yeah, some
Okay.
Grey Goose.
It was the nastiest shit I ever tasted. And no, the taste was, it lingered in my mouth for a week. I was like, how did y'all drink this? Bro,
was you at?
even if I thought about drinking after that, I would never drink, ever. That shit.
That was the
Don't
best
tell me
thing
it
for you.
was Russian vodka.
No, I was in Dubai.
Oh, in Dubai.
That's
it's
why
definitely
I thought it was water.
Yeah, a
'cause
place that doesn't drink
They don't
and
really
you
drink.
drink.
But unfortunately, the person
Dubai
I was
drink
with,
all day.
yeah.
No, but I'm saying
don't
as a
smoke.
country they don't drink.
Yeah,
like
they don't
the
drink
people there
openly
don't
like
drink.
that. You know, man, I
I
took
don't know
that
what
thing.
Dubai you been to.
The resorts, you could drink in the
Oh,
hotel.
yeah, I don't leave the resort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not open. It's open.
See,
You
this
gotta-
guy don't want to leave resorts.
gotta be
You
in
don't
the
want to see the
clothes.
real
But
people.
trust
environment.
me, they drink and
No, I know. No. They make money off of the drinkers. And
and
that's
they
what
do everything else too. Trust me, you gotta be.
They got underground shit.
You just gotta be
You drank?
underground.
Sonny, you drank?
Big up.
What'd you drink?
I drink nothing. Bigger to my boy Geico who just came home. He had a life sentence in Dubai for cocaine
Oh, yeah.
and marijuana, and they gave him life sentence. He did 4 years, and he got his ass up out of there.
You got to be careful when we go to the other
He's
countries.
banned
They
for
don't
life.
play. They don't play with that.
Learn the culture, bro.
Yeah.
They do not play.
Trey Songz or Jeremiah?
Whoo. That's a good one too. But I'll probably go with Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, oh, okay. Tupac or DMX?
Wow, another good one. I'll probably go with Pac.
His
You ever met Pac or no?
Yeah.
Huh?
You ever met Pac?
I met him one time.
Met Pac. Damn.
Just one time.
Damn. I never met
Yeah.
Pac.
How was
Met him
that?
one time.
What was that a meeting like?
It was like, oh, yo, this is my man Pac. Yo, Pac.
That quick.
Con. All right, cool. Yo, we got to get in. All right, cool. And
Yeah.
that was it. Never seen him again.
The new series on FX, The Dear Mama. I saw the first
Haven't
episode.
seen it yet.
It's crazy.
It's good?
Yeah, it's real good. Real good.
Wow.
It's on FX.
FX.
Yeah.
I know you worked with one of them. I don't know if you worked with both. But Michael Jackson or Prince?
Ooh, that's easy, Michael Jackson.
And you worked with MJ.
Yeah. I didn't get a chance to work with Prince, though. But it was on the schedule to work with him before he passed.
What
Was on the schedule?
It was, yeah, I was going to get in with him before.
What, you ever in the same room with Prince?
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all met. You
Yeah.
see him get
Actually, Jimmy Iovine was the one that introduced me to him.
Word. Did he
Wow.
have his ass out?
Nah, yeah.
Only Noy would keep asking.
I'm just saying, you know, there's different versions
Yo,
of
he
Prince.
really wants to know because he asked
Yeah.
everybody that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Like, there's different versions of Prince. Because I want to know myself.
I thought you were
like,
gonna say you wanted those pants.
Like, no,
For yourself.
relax.
No, but he was an interesting character, though.
Yeah.
Because
He's smart, man.
Even when I met him through Jimmy, I would ask him a question, and then the assistant or the one that was standing next to him would be the one to tell him.
Oh shit.
So it was one of those. And then he would whisper in her ear, and then she would tell me what he said. Yeah, it was one of those.
That's awkward.
That is interesting.
It was interesting.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yes, it is. I like this one.
You got it.
Eminem or Busta Rhymes?
Ooh, in what way, though?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
No, hold on. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Because if it's...
In verses.
Oh, in verses?
Yeah,
I mean,
how
he
about
just
that? I just made that up.
busted out.
In verses?
Yeah, in verses.
That depends, too, though.
Just make Sonny take a shot.
Yeah, it depends. It depends.
So both?
Because these are two different lanes. Like,
You work with
not
both.
even... Yeah, but it's not even... It's like you can't even compare those two. I got to go with both.
Okay.
Because you can't really compare those two.
No, that's fair. Taking a shot. You took a shot, Sonny? No, you can't just drink out of your cup. You got to take a shot.
Word.
No, because I drink.
No, because of what?
I drink for real.
Okay, I like this one. Oh, no, you go to the
Made
next
no
one.
sense.
And then I do the next one after that.
Mine? This one?
Yeah, yep.
Justin Timberlake.
No, you skipped one.
Oh yeah, Snoop or Jay-Z.
Snoop or Jay-Z? In the verses?
No, anyway you want.
Whatever the criteria in your mind is.
Yeah.
In criteria mind, I would probably say that's also two different types. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Two icons.
That's the point.
Thanks, Lee.
this might be debatable, but I'll probably go with Snoop.
Okay.
And y'all worked early on in your career too with Snoop, right?
Yeah, and then I like as I travel, I see the personality and the effect that Snoop has on people globally, and through his music. So
Snoop is hands down the most famous rapper.
That's what we.
in the world.
That's what we
it's
Hands
like-
saying.
down.
You know what I'm saying?
There's not one person on earth that I don't think don't know who Snoop
Is as recognized, right?
Like,
That's-
absolutely.
I kid you not. Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber?
I'd probably go with Bieber.
Okay.
How about in verses?
Still go with Bieber.
Still going with Bieber? Okay, what's up,
Bieber
B?
got records, bro.
Yeah.
Bieber records are on a different level.
And he smoked weed too.
Now,
In my mind. I don't know this for a fact. Allegedly.
What else does he do?
He does everything.
Styles P or Ross?
I gotta go with both on that one.
Okay, Sonny.
Yeah, because they both represent two different things too.
Right.
But Styles is like my brother. I couldn't go against him if I wanted to.
Okay. I'm gonna let EFN take this one. These last two. I mean the next two.
French or 50?
French or 50? That would be a good one. I wouldn't know what to. But yeah, 50 will get it.
Oh, in your mind you're saying verses. This is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
my mind I'm saying verses.
Okay. ATL or Miami?
ATL or Miami? Definitely ATL.
You still live in ATL?
Huh?
You still live in ATL?
I still got a
Still
crib out there.
still got a gas station?
Same house, yeah.
You the only nigga I know who got a gas station. In his crib.
That's different.
That's how you floss on it. I got a gas station. Whatever. But yeah. I got a Patek. I have a gas station. Shut everyone down. Everyone shut up like word. He just said he got a gas station.
You got it?
Okay, my bad. Naughty by Nature or Laws of the Underground?
Woo! That's a good
Jersey.
one, too. That one's a good one, too.
Both legends.
But yeah, they are. But I think Naughty went a little bit further. I'll
Okay.
go with Naughty.
Okay. Jada Kiss or Nas?
Ooh. That one is interesting.
That's a tough one too.
Why I say that is because Jada's probably the most underrated. I don't think he ever got the credit that he needed to get.
He's getting it now, I believe.
You think he get it now?
I think he's getting it now. More-
Because Nas, it took time for people to give him that.
right. Nas as
think-
well. Yeah, it took some time
It
for him.
did.
Yeah.
And I think Jada, he never got it.
Right.
You think he got it after Versus?
Yeah.
I think he's getting it. I think he's still in the process of getting it.
That's what I think. I think he's in the process.
Yeah.
I will say Jada just to help him get that process. Because I think Nas is already given.
Okay. It's fair enough. Coming to America or Harlem Nights?
Yo.
This is the king of Zamundo here, man.
Even though I love both of them shit like a motherfucker, I would definitely go with Coming to America.
Lady Gaga or Katy Perry?
Definitely Lady Gaga.
I don't know if Lady Gaga or Gwen Stefani, but all right.
Yeah, and
These are the guys who make it up, the Colombians and the Dominicans right there. Redman or Method Man?
Both. Yeah, those are twins right there. You can't separate them two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't separate them two.
Big Pun or Big L?
I'll go with Pun.
Amy Winehouse or Whitney Houston?
Ooh.
Rest in peace to both.
Yeah. That's a tough one too. But I go with Whitney.
You got to see her movie on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen it
I
yet.
haven't seen it yet neither. I heard it's good though.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look at it now.
T-Pain or Flo Rida?
T-Pain.
Wayne or Drake?
I would want to say Wayne because he discovered him and recognized the talent that Drake got.
Right.
But in this case, I would choose Drake because Drake, to me, is more versatile. And I think he maximized the opportunity better than anybody in the business.
Okay. That's fair.
USA or Africa?
Africa.
He ain't hesitate for that.
Yeah, not even question.
Your old hairline or your new hairline?
Definitely the new hairline.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, you still look good in person. Yo, they was frying you online, so I'm looking at that. No, in person, you look good.
Let me get it started.
Let me just say something. Somebody took a fucked up picture of you, but because in person, this shit look good. You look Dominican. You look like up here.
He said, "Que lo que?"
Yeah, it looked good in person. They fucked you up online. Did you see?
No, actually, I started that campaign.
You started it.
I did that on purpose.
Because you said you went to Turkey, and niggas said, well, niggas don't go to Turkey.
Right, so then
Yeah.
I got the little app where I can kind of play with it. I said, I was just interested, because, bro, I ain't laughed that much in so long, bro. This shit was so funny. I ain't want it to end. So, I was literally on the plane just creating, I was like, oh, this gonna look real fucked up. What you think, babe? So then we just push it out there, and boy, yo, the memes that came back,
the memes,
yo, when I tell you that was the funniest shit I ever heard, man, I love that shit, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Did you start it on Twitter?
I started on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
I started on Twitter.
Most negative place on the planet.
That's the first.
If you ever want to be
place on the
my
planet.
favorite place. If you ever want to just be negative, but yo, you go on Twitter and be like, peace, good morning, everybody. Somebody gonna say, shut the fuck up. What did I do, homie? You gonna post a baby picture. They're like, that baby ugly. You're like, what? Like, you can do anything. Twitter is the horrible place, bro.
Yo, that's
but it also tell you some foul shit. Okay, where we at?
DeVito or Burna Boy?
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, I'll probably go with Davido.
Davido.
Yeah.
We just had him on. Big up to Davido.
Oh, David? Yeah, that kid right there is a beast.
Yeah.
He's the beast. He's another one I think that deserves more flowers than he's received.
Well, we gave him his flowers.
That's what's up. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
NWA or Wu-Tang Clan?
Ooh.
Which I don't think is a good matchup, man.
I do.
I think it's it's just generational matchup.
It's definitely a generational match, but I want to say both, and let me tell you why. First of all, NWA created gangster rap, regardless of what anybody tell you.
Schoolie D did, but NWA
Regardless of what anybody tell you.
gangsta
Hold
rap.
on, bro.
Okay.
There's a difference. Schoolie was just a gangster, period.
Yeah, but he made gangster music though. He did have.
And Ice-T was around the same time in NWA and maybe before, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So you're right. It could be debatable.
Yep.
But NWA made it.
Made it popular. The most popular.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to give credit to.
Absolutely.
Because I think sometimes we kind of make the mistake of the person that invented it versus the person that actually made it famous.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's two parts. The person that invented it, yeah, we have to give him the flowers because he actually created this is what got us inspired to do it.
Right.
But don't forget
But the person that made it famous is really the person you give the credit to.
Yeah.
Right.
And that could be debatable as well.
It's like everybody.
But I also believe that the person that made it famous should also always go back and take care of the person that invented it. That's what makes it even. But when you ignore the person that made it even, or you look at him on a certain way and kind of decrease his value, then I think that's fucked up.
All right.
There's one more debatable thing. Who called it gangster rap? Because a lot of people debate that
But that's
was
the
media
The
called
shit
it
was
that.
so
It was never
gangster, you ain't
it
have
was
to
gangster
call
music,
it.
but
You saw it.
Right,
Nigga like NWA, them niggas start their show off with Eazy-E, goddamn, with a 22 popping it in the side of the arena. I was scared to death. I was only 8 years old when I
Everybody
saw
was
it.
terrified listening to NWA.
Right.
You never wanted to go to Compton.
Right, and then now let's talk about Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang Clan, they took New York culture and made it global.
That's facts.
To
And
the
even
point,
more Staten Island.
Bro, to the point where you go to Japan, Wu-Tang is like a religion.
Yeah. It's a fact.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, NWA ain't go that far. They were
Right.
more domestic.
All right.
So that's why I said you got to give them both. Yeah, you got to choose both on that one.
I love how you broke that down. Mad hip hop. That was a mad hip hop breakdown. Oh, I love that. I love that.
And look at those recent shows. Wu-Tang's been posting in Argentina and Colombia. Like 20,000,
Wu-Tang is
30,000 people.
global.
It's
I'm going to
crazy.
see Wu-Tang and Nas in Paris right now.
Oh, dope, dope. That's a
Wu-Tang
dope
made
line.
New York famous.
Damn.
That's debatable too.
That's debatable too. Jackson 5 or New Edition?
Oh, Jackson 5. Mike's voice, boy, ain't nobody can touch that. At that age, what?
And it's before too. It's like New Edition would say Jackson 5.
They would even say Jackson. All right. If they don't, then I
don't know who you gonna say on this one. DJ Khaled or DJ Drama?
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Big light skin beef right there.
Gangsta Grills. We the best.
I don't know if my
Both
black
my
ass
brothers.
should get in the mix of that light skinness right there.
Yeah.
They both abandoned me.
Yes, yeah.
I think I'm gonna choose both just for the politics.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, we take a shot.
They
Fab
both my niggas.
or Pusha T?
That's a good one too.
That's a good one.
That's a real good one.
That's a good one.
I think it's a hard lean, but I think I'm gonna go with Fab on this one.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Juice or New Jersey Drive?
Juice or New Jersey Drive. Both good ones too. Yeah, but Juice is just different. That's
Juice.
Yeah, you gotta go with Juice on that one.
Okay. And this is something I want to see in verses. Christina Aguilera versus Britney Spears. Who you got?
Oh,
I want to see you.
I got Britney. I think Britney gonna take it. I think
You think Britney got it?
I promise you, I think Britney gonna take it. Because Britney got the attitude for the audience that versus actually attract.
You know why this is great and it's debatable? I think Britney has probably just a little bit more records, but I think Christina's
a bigger vocalist. Yeah, she's a better vocalist.
Live with Christina Aguilera,
I
right?
think,
Guys.
yeah, Christina
that's what I'm
Aguilera.
saying.
Yeah.
So that's why this is a good
You see
debate.
about the school or something?
Let's be very clear.
Okay, yes, please.
The versus audience
Yes.
is niggas.
No chicks?
Let's not fool ourselves.
No, but we're going to do this in Malibu.
So trust me.
Christina Aguilera?
Bro, you can do this in the White House. The people that will be streaming is in the hood. Don't forget, Versus is a streaming platform. This ain't where they can do it right here and here. Bruh,
Yeah, the people tuned in.
between Christina Aguilera
Yeah.
and Britney Spears,
Yes.
you gotta ask yourself, who gonna lean more to the black audience?
Damn, I don't know.
It's Britney.
Britney, bitch?
I'm telling you, it's Britney.
Oh, man, Christina's Latina, bro.
Yeah, but Christina don't act Latina. She don't even claim it.
No, you did it right.
Yeah, I'm confused with this one. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Holy shit.
Brittany, and Brittany's Instagram, my girl just put me on. She's like, she's just wilding out.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I've been down with Britney since she shaved her hair.
Brittany will fuck around and take off on Christina.
We need to do the weigh-in right here
Sight.
on Drink Champs. Christina Brittany, they got a weigh-in right here.
The weigh-in. Holy shit. Okay, this is a good one. Funk Master Flex or DJ Clue?
In what way?
Whatever way.
That's you.
Because there's an animation that comes with Flex.
Yeah, nobody.
That you just can't
animated.
deny.
Yeah, no one's out
Like,
animated.
nobody
Flex.
has out-animated
Unless
him.
you bust a rhyme.
And the only way to be an exceptional DJ is to capture the attention of the audience. And I don't think nobody does that better than Flex.
Flex definitely.
So in that note, I got to go with Flex.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I used to have to catch myself because I would listen to Flex. And Flex would be like, pull over. And I pulled over. Like, what the fuck am I pulled over for? Like, he's like, New York City, pull over. I'm like, word up. Yo.
You took that shit way too long.
No, listen. If you ever in New York City where Flex play a record that you like or artist that you love and he's dropping them bombs, listen to me.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing like that.
It was a game
start sweating
changer.
from here.
Yes,
to
Flex,
shit
he
behind your
comes with
ears.
an experience, bro.
Yeah.
Like some records, I ain't gonna lie to you. Some things I might have thought was trash before Flex actually presented it on the show.
That's a fact.
Man.
After he presented it,
That's
I was
power.
like, yo, that shit was kind of dope.
Yes.
So it was all in the presentation.
Yep.
Yep.
And
You know what I'm saying?
I tell you that's what I like about Flex. If he's late on the record, he'll come back on the station and be like, yo, I'm sorry, New York City. I was late on this record. Like, I like
That's
that.
big. That's big.
I like that. Like, I remember I said this on before. Well, when Meek and Drake was going at it, Flex hyped it up so bad. He was like, I got the response from Drake, and I got Meek Mill's response. I called my wife. I'm not coming home, babe. Not tonight. I have to stay in New York City to hear Funk Flex talk this shit about Drake and Meek's record. I couldn't have been nowhere else. I didn't want to be on a plane. I didn't want to listen to it on the headphones. I wanted to sit in the car and just let Flex just play Drake's and Meek's Mill record, and he didn't have neither one that day. wasted the whole flight. Wife mad at me, but that's how. Swear to God, but that's how.
That's some showmanship.
Yeah, that's how impactful he is. So the next day I called him. This is why I love Flex. The next day I called him. I'm like, yo, man, I want to give you a record because you know everyone's tuned in. He was like, yo, Nori, that was a rough night for me yesterday, right? Because I'm trying to avoid that, yo, you know, he looked crazy. He had neither record at this time.
Wow.
So he's promoting all this shit. And so I'm trying to avoid it. And he's like, but he wants, because he know I'm going to keep it real. So he's like, yo, it was a rough night for me last night, right? I said, Flex, I can't lie. You was baking like a biscuit. He goes, this is how I know, Nori. I had to stay home the next day. He said, it was one person that came to my house. And he said he opened the door, and it was the FedEx man. The FedEx man looked at him like, and he took his loss the same way he took his W.
Right.
And Flex taught me something that day. It was like, all right, cool. You can lose for momentarily, but come your ass out the next day and get back to the win.
Yeah.
But he took it. He took that. That was remarkable to me. You could do the last two. Sorry.
Nipsey or Eazy-E?
Ooh, that's a good one too.
Rest in peace to both.
Yeah, but Nipsey just, I don't know. I would go with Nipsey.
Right.
On this one, yeah.
And the last one, loyalty or respect?
Loyalty all day. You can't respect somebody that you're not loyal to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
Makes sense to that. Now, you spoke earlier about Jimmy Iovine. Everyone knows that Jimmy Iovine is like one of the illest artist, producer artists. Like, he's an artist-based artist.
I call Jimmy Iovine the kingmaker.
Damn, that's a...
The king.
The kingmaker. That's what he does. If he comes into your life, he's going to change it.
Now, he came into your life after Loud, right?
No, he came into my life during my peak. At the point when I thought I couldn't get bigger.
Wow.
He made me bigger. That shows you. And what I love about Jimmy is that he allows you to be yourself. Like, he doesn't dictate what you need to be doing.
Right.
Or tell you what he thinks you should do.
Right.
He'll hear you out and then give you the tools to make it work.
Let me, because I want to get back to that. But in the beginning, wasn't you on Loud?
No, I was on SRC.
Oh, SRC
Which is
Loud.
Steve Rifkin's company.
Steve Rifkin.
No, but Steve want to make sure that you understand what's the difference.
There is a difference.
Good looking.
SRC.
Steve will text me. Yeah.
Loud was partnership.
Loud was partnership
SRC
with
was
Rich
Street Records
Eisen.
Corporation. That's all him.
Right, Ike?
He had David
Loud was
Banner on
partnership with Rich
SRC.
Eisen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Steve Rifkin was by himself, but Loud was he's partners with Rich Eisen, right? Oh, so he's part of SRC as well. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay, all right. So, at what point did you and Steve Rifkin part ways?
We never part ways.
Oh, so y'all still
Till this day, we contact each other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we never literally we never parted ways.
Wow.
All my records was always ran through Steve Rifkin until my contract was ran out.
And that's when you went to Interscope.
Now, when I went to Interscope, I wasn't signed there. My label deal was at Interscope. I was still at SRC.
All right.
You see what I'm saying?
So you getting both checks. God damn it. Holy shit. I didn't even really realize that was the label. And that's where T-Pain was at?
No, T-Pain was he was at my other label deal over at Sony.
That's
So I had a label deal at Sony, a joint venture label deal at Universal with SRC, and then I had my Con Live over at Interscope. So Convict Music was at Sony. Yeah. It was Jive first before Sony acquired them.
Kind of like drinkchamps style.
Yeah.
Nah, he got 3 different. Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But Jimmy was, and you said...
Now, when does Jimmy come into the picture?
Yeah.
Jimmy came into the picture when I was shopping my label deal.
Right.
Because I went to Universal first because I was already there.
Right.
And I presented him. I said, listen, I want to start a label. This is what I'm going to do. And I brought in T-Pain. Ike was there. They laughed me out the building. You remember that shit, Ike? Man, they was joking. And you know how they joke over SRC, especially, oh, man, Gabby?
Gabby? Gabby? Yeah.
Oh, my
you said it
goodness.
at the same time? Yeah. And it's Big Gabby, too, at the time.
Big Gabby at the time.
Big Gabby's mad funny.
Gabby's a monster.
He's mad funny. He got slim and stopped being
He is
funny.
a monster.
Yeah, but,
Like, yo, the records, and he would say it out clear. Yo, the records are amazing. But bro, his face?
Oh, shit.
Like, he would say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so leaders say they passed. So I went to the top and tried to go through the big building, and then they passed. So that's when I went to Jive, and Jive took T-Pain. But then with the success of T-Pain, that's when I came back to do
who was
another
that Jive
label
at the
deal.
time? Dave Lighty?
Where? At
Jive.
At Jive, it was
Is it Ron Stu?
It'll come to me in a minute. It's damn.
Not Faith Newman.
No. Barry Weiss.
Okay.
It was Barry Weiss.
I was trying to figure out what time.
It was Barry Weiss.
Okay.
Another
Cool.
brilliant motherfucker, right? So it was Barry Weiss at the time. So then with the success of T-Pain, that's when I doubled back to try to do a direct label deal with Universal again. And then that's when Marilyn Winter told me that what I'm asking for, nobody would give it to me. You know,
This is like an 80-20?
it was
ownership.
It was a label distribution deal, but then it was the amount of money that I wanted up front.
Okay.
And he was like, you know, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that kind of money. And if you go anywhere, they won't. I don't think they'll do it anyway. But if you can find somebody that'll do it, then feel free to just take the deal. I said, okay, no problem. And that's when I called Tubby, and Tubby brought me and Divine over to Interscope.
Okay.
And that's when I met with Jimmy.
Okay.
And Jimmy already had my full portfolio already out. He already knew what it was. He said, listen, this is what you're worth. This is what we want to give you.
Wow.
We want to do the deal here.
And it was what you expected?
It was double what I wanted.
Damn, it was what you just asked for?
Double what I just asked for.
Wow.
Fuck, that's dope.
And that's when it all worked out. Yep.
Wow. And then where does Lady Gaga come in?
So Lady Gaga was already at Interscope when I got there.
Oh.
She was already a writer.
She
right?
was an artist.
She was an artist
there.
over there?
Yeah, she was actually an artist there. But at the time, I don't know what Interscope was going to do with her because she was there for a minute, right? She was under Troy and Vince under management there. So we was writing for the Pussycat Dolls at the time, and then that's when I was just excited about this deal. I was happy.
Right.
I caught a complete block. I needed some inspiration. So I was like, Red One, which was a producer that I had just signed from Morocco. Me and him was working. And I was like, you know anybody I can just come back and forth with? He's like, well, I was in the studio with, this chick that F.A. brought in, she's pretty dope. I mean, if anything, you can get some inspiration. Trust me when you see her. And she walks in with these all-gold leotards and stuff and looking like she's from the 80s. And I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she looked like a real artist.
Was that a good damn or a bad damn?
No,
good.
It was like a...
Or a different damn. It's a different damn.
I didn't know what that damn meant yet.
Yeah.
She was already.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, she was already different. Like, she was already different. But then after speaking with her, talking to her, I was like, this bitch is mad talented. So we write the record. She goes in to demo the song out.
Okay.
So as she's going in to demo the song for the girls to hear it, I'm looking like, man, yo, this bitch is a star.
Right.
I said, yo, wait, did she sign?
Right.
He's like, I don't know, ask her when she get out. So she comes out. I was like, yo, what's the situation? She's like, well, I'm at an Interscope. I said, really? I said, so what's the situation? She said, well, I'm not quite sure. I said, okay, give me a second. So I called Jimmy. I said, yo, Jimmy, what's up with this Lady Gaga chick? And he's like, why? I said, I think I want to sign her. He said, take her. I said, I can have her? He said, yeah, she's all yours.
That's crazy.
Like, he threw me that bone, like, literally, like, take her.
Like, almost as if he didn't know what to do with her?
I wouldn't say that, because it's Jimmy
Or
IV.
maybe you had
Like,
better
you
luck
can't
than
never
they've
count
already
Jimmy
had.
out.
Right.
He'll hold it there until he know what to do with it. But I guess...
Just like he had Eminem.
Right.
And he gave it to Dr. Dre. But go ahead, continue.
Exactly. Jimmy was great for pairing producers with writers or producers and artists.
Said
or
it
artists
earlier,
and
Kingmaker.
You
Kingmaker.
understand?
Said it
You
earlier.
feel me?
He's
So
moving the chess pieces.
He knew, right. So when he saw that I had interest in it, he was like, that can work. So he's like, yeah, take it. So then, mind you, we got a smash hit record. I said, yo, Jimmy, we got the record. I'm going back in. He's thinking we playing the record for the Pussycat Dolls. But at that point, when he told me I could have Gaga, I'm like, we working on her album. I forgot about the Pussycat Dolls.
Right.
I done forgot all about the Pussycat Dolls, right? So now we playing it. We going there, we playing this record. Just damn, wanna be okay. Oh, he going crazy in there. Oh my God, this is it. We got fucking one, we got it.
Right.
So now, the whole time he's thinking this record is the perfect record for the Pussycat Dolls. So the music stops. So Jim, what we doing? He said, man, thank you, man. The Pussycat Dolls are gonna love this record. I said,
And he's dating one of them at the time, isn't he?
no comment. No comment.
I remember this.
I don't know. I don't have the information. I have no idea what was going on. All I can tell you,
Yeah, good answer. Good answer.
all I can tell you is Jimmy was a very handsome guy, and all the girls wanted him. That's all I can tell you. So the worst. So then he's like, what are we doing? I said, well, can we, put this record out? He's like, yeah, but at the time he wanted to put it on Pussycat Dolls, and me and Martin was like, he's looking at me like, Con, don't say nothing, because he know me, I'm so outspoken. I said, yo, Jimmy, this record is for Gaga. He's like, no. Jimmy was
did
like,
say it. You did
yeah,
say it.
I said, Jimmy, this record is for Gaga. He said, what? I said, yes, it's for Gaga. He said, okay, make me understand this.
Right.
I said, Jimmy, listen. The Pussycat Dolls are already a global smash art. Like, they're a piece of art.
Right.
All they need is one record. I make 1 million of them, as you can see. I just did this last night. I'll make another one for them. He said, that's not good enough. I said, okay, listen to this record again one more time. We played the record. I said, this record will make you another Pussycat Doll, or possibly even bigger. This is a record that break a new artist, not keep a new artist popping. And he thought about it. He said, would you put your label on that? I said, yeah. I said, if this record don't work, you can drop me. And he let me go with it. And that probably been the best decision collectively we made
Together.
together.
God damn, it makes me...
But wait. Were you not worried that the machine would have not got behind the record?
Listen, stuff like that,
The
I don't worry about.
sabotage?
I don't, you know why? Because one thing I do know, and I believe this in my soul, a hit record is always gonna find its audience.
Okay.
Always. Even if it ain't got pushed, it may take time.
Right.
And prime example, Bonanza, Belly Dancer.
Belly Dancer.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that was my first single before Locked Up.
Right.
Oh,
Right or wrong?
I didn't know that.
That was my first single.
No, the first thing I ever heard was...
Universal dropped that first.
Oh.
When that didn't work, that's when because while they was moving and working Belly Dancer, me, Gabi, Cleve, and Ike, we was on the road pushing Locked Up.
Wow.
So Locked Up gained some momentum on the streets, became on everybody's mixtape. Then when we did that little penitentiary tour starting over in Rikers Island, did that little, what's the name? People, I mean, yeah, Styles P came home. When Styles P came home, it actually changed everything because his verse made it actually an urban record.
Because, all right, so was it Locked Up out without Styles P at one point?
Yeah.
It was?
It was. It was.
See, that's crazy. The first time I heard Locked Up, I believe it was with Styles P. It was a complete record.
Before Styles P got on, we was working that record about 7, maybe 8 months. When Styles got on that record, took off.
Wow.
Took off, yep. And then we did another remix with Beanie Siegel on there.
I never heard that. That came out?
Yeah.
Word?
It was on the B-side.
Oh, shit.
But what happened was the Styles P version just trumped it.
All right.
But Beanie Siegel's verse was stupid.
Wow.
It was stupid.
Oh, damn, I ain't know that.
Yeah, man.
Damn, I ain't know that. Hold on, let me light another blunt.
So do you think you get enough credit for Lady Gaga's career?
Oh, yeah.
For your part in it?
I got plenty of credit. I got enough credit that I can maximize to build my city. That's all the credit I need.
Maximize to build your city. Did you
Bro,
say that?
Yes.
Build your city.
Build our city.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, I'll take that.
Oh, y'all coming home.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
I'll take that.
I promise you.
Yeah, I'm coming home.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, come on. Build our city, goddammit. Hell yeah.
Oh, y'all coming back.
What's the name of it? Akon City?
Yeah, as of right now, it's Akon City.
Akon City.
As of right now.
All right, because I remember, all right, so what does the city consist of?
Oh, I mean, just think of what Dubai is today
Yes.
and what it used to be 15 years ago.
Oh, I remember.
That's what we want to become. But it's gonna start small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna start small, 2,000 acres.
It's in Senegal?
Yeah, it's in Senegal.
Okay.
Right off the water. It's all on the beachfront.
Okay.
So you're gonna have resorts. You're gonna have entertainment complexes. Hotels, boating docks.
Right.
Amphitheaters for concerts.
Wow.
Film studios, music studios, restaurants. Like it's gonna be a monster.
Wow. How far do you think this is away?
Well, the first stage is 3.5 years. We just literally started building last week.
So you guys broke ground and everything.
Well, actually, when we talked about it the first time, we had just started doing, environmental studies, soil studies, all that stuff. Doing all the paper, all the studies, and then COVID hit for a minute, slowed us up. But then we got back into it. But now everything is official. Construction actually literally started last week.
Right.
Wow. Congrats, man.
Man, yeah, hell yeah. That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, man. So, and is that where we were talking about the Chinese helping out with the electricity part?
No, that has nothing to do with the Chinese.
Has nothing to do with the Chinese at all.
The Chinese side was Akon Lighting, and that's when we was providing solar lights to, it started with villages.
Wow.
Then we got, then we expanded and got into government contracts to do utility work, scale work. So we would kind of just take a specific side of the city and electrify that whole area, and then connect to the city above or whatever the case till we got the whole country. But then, when we got the support from the Chinese with that $1 billion credit line, we was able to expand it to 16 different countries in Africa.
Because there's still places in Africa without electricity?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Like villages?
Yeah.
Really?
Africa's huge.
Right.
It's going to take another 40, 50 years to light the whole continent up.
Really?
It's going to take time, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, because we see like places like indigenous, that's what
Right,
they call it.
there's still some very indigenous areas in Africa.
And I heard there's even places, I know Africa is huge.
Right.
I heard there's this one place in Africa where there's like no outside people is allowed. Like, it's like...
I mean, shit, there's places like that in California. And in New York.
It's true, no, you're right.
There's certain places you can't even walk in there, yo. Even the cops can't come in there.
Holy shit.
No, but
No,
to
he's
answer
like,
your
no, this is
point,
Africa.
me personally, I haven't never experienced no areas like that, but
Right.
I'm sure there's areas out there that they've never seen white people.
Yeah.
Or they've never seen foreigners come
Right.
in dressed a certain kind of way.
Right, yeah.
Because if you go deep in Africa where there's no airports,
Like in the countryside,
stuff,
the
yeah, like
tribal
the
areas.
rural areas.
Right.
There's areas where there's not even no cars, maybe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how big this
Wow.
place is.
Is riding horses, you think? Or
Yeah, we're still riding horses.
I'm asking, you know.
Man, I mean, beautiful horses too.
yeah.
Beautiful horses.
Wow. Holy shit. You don't fuck with lions and shit like that.
Like, you don't fuck with lions. That's a different kind of question, man.
Nah, because you know,
Well,
we seeing rich people
the
have
safaris-
lions in their house.
Don't forget, you must have forgot I had 2 tigers in my house in Atlanta.
See what I'm saying?
You wild.
See what I'm
No,
saying?
like those are my real pets. Like those are pets. Those are my. If I had to choose, cats all day. Black Panthers, tigers,
Over
shit like that.
dogs.
Oh, 100%, 1,000%.
Okay.
Bro, put your dog up against my lion and see what happens.
Hold on,
I mean,
hold on.
Just imagine.
So you ever walked your dog around the neighborhood in Atlanta?
don't like dogs.
I mean, your lion. You ever walked it?
The tiger.
Your
No, no,
tiger.
tigers.
Your tiger.
No.
Because remember,
I
Mike
had to
Tyson
keep
said he sleep with his. What he said?
Yeah.
He slept with his.
He had a lion.
leopards. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He was like, "How does that work?" He said, "It doesn't work."
It don't. But the key is you got to raise them from cubs, though.
right.
Yeah, once you
gotta-
get them
they
from
have to
babies,
claw them?
You know.
huh?
You got to declaw them.
Yeah, you might want to.
You declaw them
Yeah.
and the teeth-
Defang them, I think.
Yeah.
Or the whatever
But
the
I mean, the
canine.
defanging ain't gonna really do much,
Because they still got a hard bite. Like,
bro. That defanging means nothing. Really don't.
yeah, because
if
the
they want
poundage
you-
that they come
Yeah.
down on you.
If they come at you, it's done. Because
Right.
these teeth are still existing. It's just the fangs that you're taking out.
And you
But-
can't take those teeth.
No,
out.
because they gotta eat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
They had them
defanging
like
means
an
nothing.
old
When they,
grandma out here.
listen, you mistreat it, it's gonna come for you.
What? Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't want no pet like that. Then.
I mean, that's any pet though. That's
Kinda
a pit
true.
bull,
That's
any
kinda true.
pet. Yeah, that's any
I
pet.
seen
You
a-
mistreat, it's gonna come for you.
I seen a story the other day. I think what's his name? Joe Rogan. He said this is how ill a pit bull is. That he came home, his pit bull was cut all up,
Wow.
like cut all up, all over his face. His pit bull was cut up. So he and his back and everything. So he took the dog, and he brought the dog to the hospital. Hospital stitched him up. But then when he brought him back, he wanted to understand. No one knows the story. He wanted to see what exactly happened. So he followed the trail of his dog, and he saw 10 coyotes.
Wow.
10 dead coyotes. 9 dead coyotes.
Also, his dog.
So the coyotes was coming in trying to kill him. And the dog held it down against 9. He killed 9 coyotes, bro.
Wow.
That's kind of hard.
That's hard.
And yeah, that's hard. Like that's a lawyer ass clap. God damn it. That shit made me want to. Every time I see a pit bull now, I'm like this. Like, let's just make sure me and you on a good level, man.
Period.
All right, so we're gonna go into some of these hits, man. We're gonna go into some of these hits, man. Where do we start? Let's start with the 2. Like I said earlier. If you're in a club and you don't hear these 2 records, that means you're in the worst club there ever is. If they don't play I Wanna Bug You, featuring Snoop Dogg, and if they don't play Smack That, I suggest you leave. Immediately. Immediately. But what was let's start with 1. I Wanna Fuck You, obviously. What made you make that? Because girls say that too. It's not like only guys in the club is going, I wanna. It's you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm trying to say. I don't mean it literally, but
That's crazy.
it's a unisex anthem.
It's a unisex anthem,
Yeah.
for sure.
Did you think that was gonna be a unisex? And then what was your mind for? Let's just take
Well,
that.
yeah, at the time, I was in Magic City when I break that record.
God damn it!
That makes
Lemon
sense.
pepper wings.
No, actually, you know what's interesting? Lemon Pepper wasn't popular then.
That's a travesty.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't popular in 2008.
You gotta have.
Was y'all chopping on wings in 2008?
In Miami.
They was in Miami?
Yeah.
Either that or I wasn't up on it.
Let's make sure we go back to I Want to Fuck You and Magic City.
The way you keep saying that sounds crazy. I'm going to get back to it when I want to fuck you.
But hold on. In your humble opinion,
Right.
the first time you had lemon pepper wings, where was it at? Because this is a big Miami Atlanta debate.
No, but what's interesting is the first time I ever had it was here in Miami.
Woo, okay.
I ain't been out here, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't know nothing about it until I came to Miami.
Okay.
Because
All right.
I told you, but at that time, I didn't know what. That's why I was like, lemon pepper wings didn't exist.
Right.
Okay.
At least for me.
Okay.
But I know when I came here, that's when I got put up on it.
Okay.
Then when I got home.
Where'd you had your first lemon pepper at? Where'd you got de-virginized?
It was at Tootsie's.
Tootsie's, all right?
Yeah.
God damn it. To me, that's what I heard. Lemon pepper is invented. That's what I heard.
I don't know about that
had that
part.
too.
I can't tell that to an Atlanta nigga. What? So I realized.
More Miami than Tootsie's.
Listen, I realized I gotta leave that shit up to y'all.
Yeah.
I realized that's between Miami
There's more to Miami.
and ATL.
Tootsie's got a broader selection.
Yeah.
Because I had it first in Tootsie's, but then I had it very close in Onyx as well.
And that take one?
Hey man, maybe very soon. Very soon. Okay, so you in Magic City, and you just said, "Man, I want to fuck this bitch."
Yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much.
He said, yeah.
So nah.
She whining and grinding.
So what? The rhythm comes to you. You just looking at her. She's dancing.
No, it was a thought.
Oh, okay.
Like whatever song was playing, I was in the mood of that song, but it was really about her and what she was doing on that.
Okay.
Then when I got literally left the studio. Left Magic
Club,
City, went straight
right.
to the studio. Yeah.
You was writing it
I
in
was
your
inspired.
mind?
Huh?
Was you already writing it in your mind, or did you jot
Well,
it down
I kind
somewhere?
of knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how I was going to say it.
Right.
Until after I made the beat, then it just hit me. I knew exactly where I was going to go with it. You know what I'm saying?
You made the beat?
What, you didn't know I was a producer?
No, I didn't know you produced that, John.
No, but everything that you heard me on the chorus, 95% of the stuff you heard me on the chorus is beats that I made.
Woo!
Yeah. That's how I used to deliver my songs, with the chorus already on it.
That's how you used to make placements.
Yeah. Yep.
That's heavy.
Yep.
Your publishing game
That's
is crazy.
hard.
Yep.
And smart, too.
It was easy to sell.
Yes.
The song was already done. I got to drop the verses.
Yeah, drop a couple
And if
verses.
you get a block, I just write the verses for you, too.
So don't tell me.
It was literally that simple. Like,
Don't tell me that's how Soul Survivor happened.
already chorus on it, beat, ready to go. It was actually going... No, I'm not going to tell that story, but yeah, that's how it happened.
Don't tell me it's gonna be for somebody else.
No. It was going to be... If it would have been for anybody, it would have been for me. Put it that way.
Right. So
But what's crazy was, you ever had a song, and you probably experienced this, where before you either featured or shared somebody on it, you was like, man, I think I'm going to keep this one for myself. Like as a producer, songwriter, right?
Right.
It's some songs you just want to hold on to.
Right.
That's the feeling I had after I did Soul Survivor.
Right.
But then when I met with Jeezy and I heard his mixtape,
Right.
bruh,
Yeah. You need this.
I just jumped out the window. I was like, it's no way
Right.
this nigga on this record is not gonna be a bigger record.
Right.
It was impossible.
Right.
It was just impossible. So when I sent it to him, I wasn't sure if he liked it or how he felt about it, because it took about almost till the end of the day before I got it back. But the fact that I got it back the same day was kind of common, because a lot of people at that time was always excited to get a convict track. So they would do it real quick and send it back.
Right.
But Jeezy took a little bit longer than normal. And I was like, damn, this shit ain't back yet. But when it came back, though,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, my God.
Mm.
I sent that shit over to Meech. He was like, nigga,
Right. So
this shit we own. Like, because you got to stand around that time, BMF had the biggest brand, but no songs out there. Them niggas would be they'd be at the Source magazine, getting awards and all that with no audience. I said, nigga, you the best that ever did it. Right? Y'all niggas getting awards and everything with no acts out there, motherfucker. No records. Huh? No, but they was the culture, man. It was something. But Jeezy, I just knew he was destined for it.
Nah.
You know?
So let me ask you: have you ever gave up a record and you was mad as shit for giving up a record?
No. I was never mad at giving up a record. But there are records that I gave up that that I thought would be huge, and it didn't
work out like you thought.
Right, like I thought. And, you know, those records, it's kind of hard to kind of take them back and to give them somebody else. So you just got to eat that, you know?
Yeah. You ever heard that track? Jigga, jigga, nigga, jigga. You know?
Yeah, I remember that.
I gave that up. That shit was Nori, that fucking Nori. When I heard they gave it to Jay-Z, I was
huge.
eating. I was like, what? They said, Nori, we gave it to you. And I was like, but you could have told me.
Yeah, right.
I had no excuse.
Who produced that?
Trackmasters.
Okay.
Yeah,
That record was huge.
I was heated.
Yeah, but you know, some you gonna miss some.
Yeah, you gonna miss some.
And some aren't meant for you.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant for him.
Yeah.
He probably would have got too famous, and at that time, it probably wasn't a good thing for him.
Probably, yep.
'Cause he was wild as hell.
Yes.
Nori was wild as shit.
we finished. I want to fuck you. Then how did you ask Snoop Dogg? 'Cause I'm trying.
That just sounds, every time you say it, it sounds crazy, bro.
I'm trying to avoid that. But what made you want to ask Snoop Dogg?
Oh man, that was just it was. I think that was all perfect timing. Because at that time, Snoop was always he was hitting me up for songs, and I always wanted to work with him. But I just didn't have the right record that I felt I could put him on. And then the record got leaked. And when it got leaked in Miami, Plies was on the record. So Plies had the record first, because what's interesting enough was when I originally did the record, I did it for Trick Daddy.
Oh, shit.
Right, originally. I was like, because I didn't see myself doing that kind of record as, even though I was inspired by the whole thing, all my songs was inspired by something, but I would always handpick which acts would I think would be able to take the record off. So at that time, I'm thinking it was gonna be Trick Daddy.
Wow.
When I sent the record to Slip and Slide, till this day, I'm guessing. I never knew how Plies actually got the record. All I know is that one week, Steve got a call that nigga, we got a fucking smash in Miami that's all over satellite radio and every fucking strip club, every club. The record is so big, we gotta do something about it. And I was like, well, let me hear the record. Nigga, when I heard that shit, I was like, God damn, who is this little nigga, right? Right, so it was one of them things, and then...
Oh, he wasn't out yet?
No, he was a new artist.
Oh, okay.
Like,
he was big out here.
I'm thinking he's already out.
Right,
Okay,
he was a new artist.
He was doing it.
But everybody
Florida.
agreed that this was a smash hit record. But Universal was going crazy. Because first of all, the record's out, I'm not cleared. The shit is like, it's already a potential hit. What do? We gotta recover this record.
Right.
So we're like, okay, well, we need to just snatch him off of and put somebody on the record. And then that's when I was like, well, shit, let's put Snoop on the record. He's been calling me for records, and he'd be the perfect nigga on here.
Right, yeah.
So I sent it to Snoop. Literally the same day he came back with the record, bodied it.
Right.
And these niggas had the record mastered, mixed, and put out the same week.
Oh, shit.
Like literally that same, because we had to catch it. The record was moving too fast. That Plies version was gone. But then I felt bad. I was like, damn. You know, he's a new artist.
Right.
This would have been his big break.
Right.
Like, I felt fucked up. Because I knew how hard it was to get a record and go. Because I know what I went through with Locked Up.
But do you think he leaked it?
Without a doubt. That nigga Debo'd the fuck out that record. But I admire
That's what you're supposed to do.
You're not supposed to do that, but...
I mean, hey, man.
But honestly, believe it or not, had he reached out before he did it, believe me, I know for sure.
You don't know how he got it, though.
No, because guess what? Had he not leaked it, we wouldn't have known the record was that big. So we probably would have worked it out.
It was a blessing.
It could have been It could have been a record for him anyway. Had we known before that shit took off. But it just, I mean, God has his own way of how things happen, right? So at that point, I felt bad, man. So we got on the phone, and I was like, look, man, you know, it's business. Some of it is beyond what I can do. Right. But don't worry, I'm going to make it up to you. You know what I'm saying?
You're saying that to Plies.
I was saying it to Plies. Because I just felt bad, because that was a smash, right? So I was like, all right, let me figure this out. So that's when I went into the studio, and then I made Hypnotize. And I gave him Hypnotize. Yeah.
That's dope.
You know?
Take a shot for that.
That's hard. Oh.
Yeah, you was there, Ike.
All right, Ike, you gotta relax.
Ike was there the whole time.
I got his own drink champs back there with the beer.
Oh, shit. Yo, that's crazy. I got all that in my notes. Okay. Now, Don't Matter. Was that a sample? That was not a sample?
No, it was all played. All original.
Really?
Yep, but there was a melody part that I did take from Bob Marley.
Okay.
And we gotta fight for our rights.
Okay,
I took a piece of that.
Okay.
And added to the chorus.
Okay, that's the only part that's sampled, not the beat.
That was a rendition part.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Survivor, you just answered that question. So how about Lonely? Let's get into that.
Yeah, Lonely, I wrote that when I was locked up. Yeah, that record I wrote that when I was locked up, and then I recorded it when I got out.
Oh, really? The
whole thing.
whole record in jail.
The song was written, but then the beat at the time wasn't created until I got out. And that's when I was going through my crates and heard the Bobby Vinton sample. And I sped that up and redid the beat around the voice.
Yeah, hell of a producer.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers just hitting us with genius shit. Genius shit. That's right. Hold up. I'm not even ready for some of this shit. Hold on, man. And you know what? Let's skip around a little bit. We spoke about Jimmy Iovine, so let's talk about working with Dr. Dre.
Oh, man. Working with Dre was like...
Well, let me give you a two-part question.
Yeah.
Because is that Nate Dogg on that record?
On which one?
On the record with you guys with Dre. At the
you talking about the Hold Up?
Yeah, is that?
You know, I never asked Dre who that was.
Oh, really?
I never asked Dre who that was.
You never looked at the credits?
I never look at the credits.
Damn, you that rich?
Nah,
You working on a city?
Look at no motherfucking credit.
it's just, you know, like when you work with certain people like that, you kind of already know what the splits is going to be before you get in, regardless of who you add to it.
Right.
Dre already know what he going to get. I already know what I'm going to get. Snoop already know what he going to get.
Right.
And whoever else is involved, y'all split that amongst y'all type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
But overall, was y'all in the studio together making that record?
we was in the studio together making records, but that one specifically...
Was it?
I was traveling.
Okay.
That's when I did everything for it, and then I sent it to them. And then when Dre sent it back to me, he had the Snoop on there, his verse on there, and the Hold Up voices. So I wasn't sure if that was actual Nate or someone else that sounded like him, or maybe something sampled from an older song added.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that, you know, Dre, you just let him do what he do.
You didn't ask no question. You're like, I'm not gonna ask no question.
Like, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, he came back and fucking smashed. That's all I know.
Yeah, hell
you know what I'm saying?
Hell fucking yeah.
Right.
Hell fucking yeah. Okay, let's talk about Beautiful.
Beautiful was amazing.
How did you make that?
That one, I think that was around the time when
hold on, before we get to Beautiful, my bad. Did you say where you was at when you recorded the Dre vocals? Did you say where you was
Where
at?
were you traveling?
Oh, the Dre, I was on tour actually.
On tour?
I was on
You
tour
don't
with Gwen
even
Stefani. So I had a tour.
Gwen Stefani? You was gonna say you was on
Stefani.
tour with Gwen Stefani?
Right.
That's normal. I was on tour with Gwen Stefani. That's normal. That shit ain't normal. Go
That's the
ahead.
reason why I went in the studio though. But I had a studio in my bus, so that's how I was able to get the records out at the same time. And that's how I was able to get Sorry Blame Me response so quick. Because when that whole controversy hit, I was actually on the road with Gwen Stefani.
Oh, when you made the record, Sorry?
Sorry Blame Me. I made that on the bus.
Why did you make that? Because what is it?
No, it was, you know, because at the time it was a huge controversy about the club appearance that I made in Trinidad, and the underage girl snuck in and was part of this dance whining contest.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she snuck out the house. Her dad was a preacher, and he woke up and saw that she won on the front page, like it was a big thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Really
So
religious out there.
Yeah, he flipped out, like, you know,
Right.
So at that point, her age was revealed because the daddy was like, she's underage. How do you guys allow her to go into the club? And everybody was shocked because they was like, wait a minute, this is a 21 and older club. Like, how is she 15 in there? You know what I'm saying? But the pop was just so hype about it. And of course, me being a celebrity, being attached, it just made a huge thing.
Right.
And then Verizon pulled my sponsorships and all of this stuff.
Shit.
But yo, Gwen Stefani though, rode with me because that Verizon sponsorship sponsored the whole tour. And I was on it. So they came to her and was like, listen, Khan, if you want us to continue sponsoring this tour, you need to pull him off your tour. And she was like, I'm not doing that.
Gwen Stefani a gangster?
Nigga, she rocked with me though.
Oh.
Like, hell no.
Gwen Stefani a gangster? You know that's a gangster.
Yeah, she a real one.
No doubt.
Yep.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The Sweet Escape.
Might as well while we on it, right?
Yeah, Sweet Escape.
Yeah, so Sweet Escape was crazy. So Jimmy Iovine called me and was like, listen, I want you to go in with Gwen. I was like, absolutely, I love Gwen.
This is before the tour, obviously.
This is before the tour.
Right.
This is before the tour. She had just finished her album, but they needed that one record. Like, they needed one record, you know? And I was like, well, let me hear the album and see what she got, and then I'll see, you know, what I can put for her. When I heard the album, it was a little different from what I would have wanted for her on the album, being who she was and the timeline in which she was recording those records. I felt there was a certain direction that I felt like she needed to go. So I just did that direction for the single that they wanted for. And while we was in the studio, that's when we wrote Sweet Escape.
Right.
Right? So when we sent that over to Jimmy, he was like, man, this record is fucking amazing.
Right.
But there wasn't enough time to do more records because she was literally like dropping that week. So we said, let's maximize this actual song because this could be the first record out. So they ended up taking the song, it became the first single. Then the song became the name of the album, Sweet Escape. Then they set up a whole tour around that song called Sweet Escape Tour. So that song became her whole marketing, imaging, the whole like movement for that whole album.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
man.
orchestrated that for us.
I made the record. Jimmy orchestrated it, you know?
But everything you're saying goes in line with you saying that Jimmy is the kingmaker because
Yeah, he
here
is.
you are blessing all these artists and helping and making their careers as well.
Right.
Which is
Right.
crazy.
You know, because I think sometimes it helps to have just new blood around that see things differently from how, you know, your core see it. Because oftentimes, like prime example, let's say a building like Universal, for instance, they got a set group of producers that they go to every time they sign acts. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Right, of course.
Set group of writers that they go to every time they sign an act.
Right.
They all start to sound alike. They all start to feel alike. And there's nothing different because they're using the same producers that's been proven to have hit records.
It becomes like a cookie cutter thing. Right.
Exactly. And I think that's what Jimmy was trying to cut away from. So that's why he started bringing in people that looked at the projects differently because even when you heard the first album versus the album that I was working on, there wasn't that much of a growth change. But when you hear that record on that album, you can hear the difference from that record versus everything else that was on there. You know what I'm saying?
And that means he's willing to take chances too.
Yeah, I mean, I want to give you what you ain't got. I want to give you something that the audience can listen to and say, oh, they stepping it up, or they grown from where they used to be. You know what I mean? But at the same time, keeping the integrity of what it is you bring to the table, but you also taking it to a level to where you look like you becoming bigger than what you was before they, you know, experienced you. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
God damn it, man! This is crazy. What are some of the producers that you haven't worked with that you would like to work with?
Interestingly enough, I haven't worked with. Man, the only producers that I actually ever worked with on collaboration.
Yeah, because remember he's producing a
Yeah, it's Polo the Don.
Polo, okay.
I worked with him on some collaboration stuff. Who? Nah, me and Kanye we never worked on anything collaborative.
That could be crazy.
Yo, now that I think about it, he's the only. No, Metro Boomin.
Metro Boomin.
Me and Metro Boomin worked on some stuff together, and
Who you said before
London
him?
on the track. Me and him worked on, but that's all after my time. But during my time, I actually wasn't working with any producers. I was doing all the work myself. Absolutely, hell yeah.
Who were some of the people you were working?
Timberland, I would love to work
I
with Tim.
see you and Timberland together.
I think me and Tim together would come up with some
Because
shit.
ain't you? We taking over, right? With Khaled.
Yep.
Isn't that
Oh.
Danger?
I did some stuff with Runners as well too.
Runners.
Let me get that. And Danger was on.
Look,
Danger was
we taking
co-production
over.
on.
That's one of my favorite.
I mean, when we did the first interview with him, it was at Khaled's studio.
Yeah.
I think they were working on something.
Yeah, that's right. It was at Khaled studio.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah.
That was my home. Like,
Yeah.
That was my home, bro. Like, even to this day, when I record in Miami, I go right back there.
Right.
Khaled never there.
Yeah, he ain't playing golf.
No, the shit got.
Shout out
This
to him
shit-
getting that
Like,
gold
like,
back.
I-
Well, he didn't cover a golf digest. Goddamn it!
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of cheat code you got, Khaled, but it is working. Keep going, my
Working
brother.
like a mud. Yeah, that's like my studio now.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, yo, Cat, I'm in Miami. He said, well, you know what to do. I ain't there. Like he done gave me somebody to talk to open up, close up, everything. Like
It felt like that day.
yeah, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's like my home in Miami.
Yep. You play golf?
Actually, I just started playing golf a year ago.
Okay.
I started my first golf tournament with Steve Harvey in Dubai.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And it was crazy. What's crazy was right.
Steve
I
Harvey.
I caught some lessons before I started.
Top golf?
No, actual golf.
All right.
So I was playing top golf before I got there, though. So I got the base. My drive was already crazy because of top golf.
Cover top golf. That's
Right.
my
Top
friends
golf?
telling me to
Right. Top
don't
golf?
embarrass myself. Don't get on the field first.
Yeah,
Go to top golf.
I'm telling you.
Go
But-
go
It's
to
the bowling alley of golf.
Go to the mini golf.
Yeah, for the putts.
Yeah, for the
I was
putts.
horrible on the putts, though.
Okay, all
But
right.
what saved me was we was playing by teams. So I do the drives, boom. 195, 200, 225 on my first drives, bro. Like, killing it. But then when it's time to putt, you know, somebody on the team that was good at putt and get. So the first golf tournament, we actually came number one. We was in first place. But then the second year when we came, then they started bringing professionals out. So then we was last place.
Oh, shit. So who were you playing the first time?
Oh, no, we was playing some real top people.
Oh, okay.
It just, the second time, you know, they upped the ante.
You play golf?
Nah.
Nah, but it's fun, though. It's addictive, bro. Once you start, it's addictive.
It seems like it's addictive.
It's addictive.
Is it expensive?
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, like...
Not at all.
Yeah? I don't
Not
know.
at all. If you go, on an average day you go to play golf, you're going to be spending probably a little bit under $500.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And they smoke cigars and shit. I see a lot of motherfuckers getting drunk out there.
A lot of big deals. People make deals on the golf course.
I mean, that's what used to happen.
Is that how you take
now
advantage?
They just tell secrets. They just tell secrets now.
Oh, shit.
Is that how you take
Ain't that
advantage?
many deals being made no more.
Let them get drunk and then you act like you got a pina colada and
boom.
Yeah.
You got that drink right there.
Let's go. Take a sip first. Let's go.
Yo, so what is this is something we didn't ask you in Quick Time and Slime. Very famous on this show. Major or independent? What do you prefer?
All right, so when I was major, I was screaming independent.
Right. But when you got independent.
Oh, you're going to love this now.
No. It's interesting. It's interesting.
I like it.
When I was major, I was screaming independent all day. I was convincing everybody to go independent. Right. But that's because that was before I realized who I was. Because I never felt famous. Like, I always felt like, you know how we do. Like,
regular,
you see me now, like, by myself.
Right.
I always felt normal. But then, when I got off the major and went independent, I said, independent ain't really for me. Because I'm too big to be independent.
Right.
I need to be structured and managed by a major label because of who I am already.
Right.
Now, if you're an artist that are beginning, or you got a nice little bubble within your area or territory, independent is for you because you can grow independent and build your structure to become what, you know, like manages your career moving forward.
If you can self-master your stuff.
Right.
Self-master.
You know what I'm saying? And grow to that level. But it's in steps. It's all in stages. But an artist that just comes from a major label and just goes deep dive and independent, it's a bad idea.
That's what happened to you. And that's why you always
It's a
say
bad-
major.
that's why.
Because I'm always advocating for independence. He's always advocating for major.
we are, but this is the thing. When you're in a major situation,
and in the era that he was in
independence
too.
makes sense because you're looking at the numbers that you're making these niggas.
Right.
And you're like, man, if I can make that for me, but we don't also realize all the resources that it takes for us to make those numbers, the machine that's supporting us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you got to realize, like you have to really grind when you're independent. And by the way, depending on your label, you got to grind when you on a major.
Oh yeah,
like,
major you got to grind even harder.
With no disrespect
Especially
to a lot
today.
of majors, it's not the major labels are sometimes incompetent. It's sometimes their workers are just people that's lucky to be there, and it's also a lot of hookups. It's a lot of
it's all who you know.
Like this guy doesn't deserve that job that he has. His
It's
uncle
like
hooked him
nepotism
up.
in there,
His
right.
uncle hooked him up, so he's fucking up. So you gotta grind hard enough on a major. But if a major spends $3 to $10 million on you, they can't take that back. Right. So you need to get that back, and then you need to be as much independent within that major as possible.
Right.
You know what I mean? For you to make it work. That's what
you owe it. You owe it. Let's be clear. You owe it, and contractually, you got to get that money back, and then you got to go through.
Well, actually, it's not even about contracts and monies and recoups at that stage. It's about visibility.
Right.
Because guess what? When you out there and you're visible, the money gonna come.
Oh yeah, you can work
Especially
it.
when you're bringing out great product, right? But if you don't have the push and you're not visible, I don't care how dope your shit is. If nobody hears it, nobody can react to it.
Yep.
Right? So it's the money that they're putting in you that gives you the exposure that you need to make money.
Right.
So yeah, they recouping, but you also have an avenue to make more money. Like music should also be a
your brand is
stepping stone.
larger.
Right. When your brand is larger, opportunities come.
Right.
There's revenue and opportunities from a substantial of making money that comes to you that the label don't share in.
Yep.
So that's really the balance.
But this is the thing. This is what I'm always telling them. The percentage of the people that are successful in that system are smaller. So what I always advocate is be independent to go to a major and take advantage of a deal that you could do with a major because you're already independent.
Right.
Versus you go in fresh, you're going to be taken advantage of.
Going in fresh, you're going to be on the shelf.
Right.
Listen,
and that
that's the
percentage of
bottom
being
line.
successful is small.
Absolutely.
I'll give you a great example. The other day, because, you know, like I said, I was going to Paris for my wife's birthday, and I remember me going to Europe and me being able to do a Capone and Noriega show a Nori hosting, and then a Nori Latin show. Like all in one day, because I was 3 different artists to these guys, and they didn't see me. But I wouldn't have been able to pull that off as an independent artist.
But you were in the heyday of the labels, of the heyday of the industry, and you were
reggaeton. I'm talking about.
No, I know, but that was the reggaeton that came through.
That was the reggaeton heyday, but it wasn't hip hop's heyday.
No, but you still had what you were doing already from the past.
Yes.
You had past hit singles on a major label.
Figure out what you're trying to say.
No, I'm just saying that what I'm trying to say is you are that percentage, that top percentage that did get through and could take advantage of that major deal.
No, I think I took risks to be a part of that percentage, because you got to remember, even when I did reggaeton, everyone laughed at me, including him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everyone was
totally laughed
everyone laughed at me.
You look like you laughed at me.
No, because as a Latino hip hop head, we was always trying to fight for our own.
Listen, my two closest friends in hip hop is him and Fat Joe, and they both was like, "Don't do that shit." I'm like, "Yo, what?" But then at least years later, they was like, "We were wrong."
Yeah, no, I admit it.
They admitted it. But we got to realize, I had to go against the machine. That was actually going against the machine. When I brung the record to Def Jam, I kid you not, this is a real story. I brought the record to Def Jam. I was like, yo, I want to put this out. And then they laughed at me too. They was like, you want a what? I was like, I want a Boricua, Morena, Dominicano, Colombiano. And they looking at me like, you're a hip hop artist. They didn't know what reggaeton was. I was like, yo, this music in Puerto Rico. I love this shit.
They weren't getting it.
I love this shit. Yeah. And they were looking at me like, this is your. You remember how Gangstar did the jazz album?
Right.
And I remember
Guru did the jazz.
My bad.
Yeah.
Guru did the jazz album, and I could imagine, it's these. Beyonce later on did a Spanish album. So many people,
I mean, now it's different.
Yeah, but I was the first.
Right.
And I'm
in
looking
the English
at them,
market,
and they like, because I got the War Report. I made the War Report, and they looking at me like, this is the exact
totally opposite. Right.
But but I'm Puerto Rican.
Right.
Like, why should I be held to it? So I did it. Like I said, I went against the masses, and it went from. This is a real story. Kevin Lyles is my boy. Kevin Lyles said, I'm gonna take this record and I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to just the Spanish DJs. So I didn't even give it to no black DJs, no white DJs. I gave it to DJ Enough, DJ Camilo, Felly Fel.
The ones that you knew
Felly Fel.
Understand what it is.
What's my other man? Julio G. If you was just Latin, I just gave it to you. I gave it to him. He ain't play that shit.
I have video when he literally sang the song for me, and I thought he was joking, and I'm laughing at him.
Listen, Akon, he shitted on me in my face, though. At least he ain't two-way me, though.
Right,
he said it in my face.
No, I laughed right in
Fat Joe laughed in my face. So the record, I make it just for a Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Right.
So this is 3 weeks before the Puerto Rican Day Parade. It get 500 spins.
Wow.
Then it get 1,500 spins. Then they get 3,500 spins. Then they get.
Wow.
This is on its own.
That's a lot
this
at that time, too.
No,
it was
huge,
just
huge.
That's huge.
I ain't gonna lie. One thing you gotta depend on Latinos is they proud of themselves.
Yeah.
And that's what. If you listen to that record, you listen to that record. That's all I was doing. I was catering to the Latin audience. I was like, you motherfuckers better support me. They kicking me out of hip hop right now. They kicking me out of hip hop for fucking with y'all. And the record became #1. I had 140 million in audience. Wow. I remember L.A. Reid coming to me and was like, You beat Mariah Carey this month, and I didn't know what that meant, but I know what it meant.
Yes.
I said,
that was huge.
I said, holy moly,
Mariah Carey was damn the biggest female artist on the planet at that time.
And I'm gonna tell you something. It's the first time I knew that New York had 7 radio stations. I had only knew about Hot 97. I had only knew about Power 105. I had nothing to know about KTU. I never knew about La Mega Sabega. I never knew about. I never knew about. I'm doing radio now. Different.
Right. You're not even
different. I'm on pop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on pop. The record was so big. I remember the record was so big one time. I remember me being in the club and a dude just bumping into me and going, and just looking, he's ice grilling me, singing me. I just said, you a legend. Leave it alone. But so I say that to say, now look at the trifecta of that. Tego Calderon was originally on that record.
Wow.
Tego Calderon.
On the mixtape
Tego
version.
Calderon and Daddy Yankee took two different approaches.
Right.
When Tego was on the record spiked in just Latino community. Daddy Yankee made a deal with Interscope.
Right.
Interscope said it's in their best interest to help Def Jam blow him up on Oye Mi Canto, and then
it's a win-win.
And then we helped them on Gasolina remix.
Yep.
Wow.
And look how
Look at that.
because of two major.
Wow.
I'm not trying to get you to cross over to the major side, but I'm just like, well, no, I'm just giving you an example.
No.
I'm sorry because I keep looking at you. I don't want you to think like. But what I'm saying is, look at that. Had those, because if you look at the two, it's 5 of the major records that hit reggaeton, right? I believe it's Reggaeton Latino.
Yep.
I believe it's Gasolina.
Yep.
And Oye Mi Canto. Oye Mi Canto.
But you actually making my point. What I'm saying is if you do something independently and prove it, then it gives you more leverage in the machine.
I got you, but what I'm saying for this being like so new for it to be commercialized, for it to get on MTV, you couldn't have been independent. For it to get on
exactly. But you started the buzz independently. Nobody believed in it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
That was my point.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
but y'all do know y'all both were right.
Yes. No.
But
we've been
at the time,
having this conversation
at the time, and when you was active, independent was unheard of. Your model wouldn't have worked.
Yes.
Trust me, it wouldn't have worked.
It was trash.
But today, independent are actually more effective than the majors.
Right.
Because of the new technologies and all the other, and because of streaming, but all the resources that's been created for the user.
Well, the thing is, independent works depending on what you want out of being independent.
Right.
If someone's trying to be big and they want to make certain kind of bread, maybe it wouldn't work. But maybe someone wants more creative, luxuries to be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
But I mean, you can get that with a major as well. The only difference is the audience knows the difference between a major push and an independent push. And it's just unfortunate that today's audience, they rather support the underdog.
Right. Well, they don't even know anymore because even the majors know. The majors,
I think they know more now.
How I knew they knew?
Pretending that something is independent.
How I knew they knew is when SoundCloud became what it was.
Right.
Because that was the home of the underdogs. SoundCloud became where all the majors started picking from. Like all of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
now
that's when
TikTok.
I knew.
They stopped doing artist development.
Now it's TikTok.
I can't stand TikTok.
Now it's TikTok. Yeah, me either.
My God.
I can't either.
I can't stand it.
I'm with you on that.
I can't stand it. Yo, but let's talk about ringtones.
Right.
Was that something that because
that's crazy that's like non-existent really anymore.
Non-existent.
How big it was.
But that was the first time. I don't know if you've seen Snoop recently. Snoop was like, man, he was talking to Larry Jackson. And he's like, Larry Jackson, you talking all this crazy shit. But I'm paraphrasing, obviously.
Right.
And he's like, but us as artists, we don't even know how much we get a stream. We don't really technically
I saw that. That shit was dope.
We don't technically know. But shit, how do you? What
ringtones. We're talking about
ringtones. So ringtones was the first time I can play.
Right.
Because I was just like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, why is my shit platinum? And I'm not receiving nothing for it. What I understood was it was going under electronical rights.
So you signed over your digital rights.
Digital rights. I didn't know about that.
That's what.
I don't think I signed over my digital rights.
He signed everything in perpetuity.
No.
The universe
in perpetuity.
No,
but it wasn't there. The word digital wasn't there.
At the time when you signed your original contract,
it wasn't.
That language wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right.
But at the second time when they renegotiated,
they
gave you just a little bit more money. You ain't even care what that was. You just wanted that money. And you signed over.
He didn't look at paragraph 3.
No. I got to disagree.
Right.
No, I got to disagree.
It clearly said digital rights.
Nah, I got to disagree. I don't think it was there. I don't think it was
there.
Bro,
I promise you. What year was that?
This was, well.
Any year after 2006.
Yeah, no. Wait.
Because they changed the language in 2004.
Okay.
But most people ain't start catching until 2006.
That's probably when I caught it.
You caught yours on the renegotiation. That's where a lot of people got hit.
Okay.
That's where a lot of people got hit. See, what made me a little bit different was I was a businessman first, right? And then and it started because SRC was a little bit slow on certain situations too because they had a boutique label. They were just distributed by a major.
Right.
So it gave me more time to understand what was going on, understand the business a little bit more because Steve Rifkins was wide open. He was very transparent on how things work. Right?
Dope guy.
So I'm looking at how much singles we selling, but then the ringtones, everywhere I go, I would hear songs on people's phones. And I say, yo, how much is that you're paying for? They said $4.99. I said, damn, that's for like a couple seconds?
Yeah.
$4.99? And we selling singles for $1.99 for 4 minutes?
Right.
I said, wait, hold up. This is different. How much? Let me find out how much I'm getting. So I called my attorney. I said, yo, how much do I make from those ringtones if somebody used my phone? He said, well, let me check your contract. He said, oh, well, I don't know. It's not in your contract. I said, what do you mean it's not in my contract? He said, it's not in here. It says nothing about ringtone sales, anything digital. So that stuck with me. So then I started making music specifically for the phone. Because it's $4.99 for a few seconds. Any basic businessman will tell you that's where the money is. So every song that we was releasing was very ringtone friendly, especially Mr. Lonely. Right? So then we put that thing
That's the original TikTok.
Boom.
It is definitely that.
The way you just described it, yes. That's what they do right now.
That's what they do right now. You know what I'm saying? So then we put the records out. But we would always make ringtone versions, chop them up, and different parts of the song we chopped. That was like my main focus. I didn't care about the singles. And we just focused on it. Every record I produced, I made sure it's ringtone friendly. And before you know it, bro, we was making so much on ringtones, but it was money sitting in the pipeline.
You had to go claim it.
Yes. And they think I ain't know, but I knew. Because they didn't know that I knew. So I'm just letting it pile up. Renegotiation came. Nigga.
He said, I gotta put a down payment on Akon City.
Hey,
Look at his face.
Hey, listen.
Look at his face.
Boy, they tried to slip that digital language in. I said, put that That's a separate deal altogether. Bro, my advance for the digital side, because at that time, I was in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most ringtones sold ever. Wow. I mean, above Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, any catalog, Beatles, it didn't matter. We trumped everybody. Wow. So we just waited.
And you made a separate deal for digital?
Digital was a whole nother deal. That had nothing to do with it. Analog,
that's
record
amazing.
sales and tapes and CDs. This is digital. This is something, we don't even know what this is yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where ringtones first fell under.
Exactly. Because digital could have been anything. I'm like, digital's too broad. Right. Let's break that down. Like, what you mean? We gotta,
That's real.
Yeah, it's too broad. And these contracts will do that to you because they can actually win because it actually literally is.
And
digital.
they counting on you not really reading the contract or your lawyers.
No, they're counting on you not understanding it.
Right.
But what's interesting is even the attorneys at that time didn't really understand it.
Right.
Because those guys are just guys that sit in the office. But I was always a tech. I was just always tech. I was always ahead of tech. This is something about tech that I just always loved. You know what I'm saying? So the word digital, I knew exactly what that meant, but I also knew where the world was going. And I just ain't want nothing to come, and and I want to be a part of everything. So I said, no, let's define what this is specifically. So if a new technology come, we can define that as it comes. You know what I'm saying?
So was iTunes lit back then?
No, iTunes wasn't.
iTunes wasn't even invented.
At that time, they was fighting against Napster, releasing shit for free.
Ooh, I remember Napster.
Yeah, Napster's what started that whole internet movement.
Napster's the beginning of streaming, honestly.
Yeah.
Yep. They the godfathers of streaming.
Napster. I put that shit
and
on.
They said that music was going to be free for all. They could not understand it. Look at today.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
I remember when I went on Napster, I cried. They had all my shit on there. I was like, oh. I was like, oh my God, what do you do? What do you complain to?
Right.
Like, because I don't be wanting people to listen to my shit for free. Fuck that. Fuck them.
Motherfuckers were fighting the bootleggers. You were beating up the poor bootleggers.
Remember we used to beat up the bootleggers? Word. We used to beat up hey, come on, what are you doing here, sir? Word.
But okay, so in the vein of seeing the future and the technology, what are you thinking now about AI? What's that? Where's that going for
AI
music?
is dangerous.
Yes. I don't like
It's
AI.
dangerous. It's very
I can do a
dangerous.
whole album with you. You ain't even got to be there.
No, well, I mean, that's
There's
not
a lot
the
of
part
different
that scares
aspects
me.
to it.
Yeah, that's not really.
foul.
Yeah, that's not the part that scares me because when I, like I told you, when I look at digital, I'm thinking about 25 years from now. AI has created. It's almost like how they got this saying that everything you see in the movies eventually happens.
Right.
It's actually very true.
Well, iRobot.
Everything.
It's very true.
Matrix, Terminator.
Let me explain how iRobot and this actually relates. Okay, we're talking about AI. This is machine learning.
Yep.
The problem with us as humans, we are just very arrogant and we're super greedy. It's never enough for us. It always got to be more. We always want more, right? As if right now the world ain't amazing that we just ain't satisfied.
Right.
We just got to build better, right? Why? Let me explain with machines or computers, for instance. When you build a computer that can teach itself to teach itself, computers are already smarter than we are.
Right.
Right. Because of the computing power, how fast they can compute things. Right.
The computer is already smarter than us. This is the process, right? So now imagine when the computer itself can teach itself.
Right.
What happens is it'll start teaching itself things that we can't uncode.
It'll code itself.
Thank you. It'll code itself, and you can't control what it codes because depending on the original programmer, whether he's thinking positive or negative, whether he's someone that want to change the world or destroy the world, that's where it becomes complicated. Because if you find somebody that's creating situations that's in his best interest, and he may just be smart enough to code something that's gonna continue to, teach itself to a certain level, then computers become a threat. Let's say hypothetically, computers in the security sector. Everything's a threat to the computer.
Right.
It doesn't know that you're approaching me with good intentions.
Right.
It just knows that you're walking up on me with a gun on your on your waist.
Right, and it can react.
Right? And your blood pressure is spiked up.
Right.
Maybe just because you just take blood pressure medicine.
Right. Or excited to see you.
Right? The first thing that's gonna happen is, and that's what's happening, they're using machines for weapon. But in order to make a weapon, you also gotta make something that's gonna protect, right? So what's gonna happen is everybody that's actually against AI becomes a threat now.
Right.
So guess what? They have to create machines to protect us from those who are against it. Right. Imagine that, right? Let's just say we on one, man, we're not for that. Okay, we're already on record. They know where we live. They know where we at all times. They have all our information, all our data, metadata, everything about us. They know, bro. All this trying to figure out if you're getting tapped, yes, nigga, you are. Bottom line, they know everything. That's how AI is even existing today with all this information, right? So now they know that we're against AI, so-called against AI. We're already a threat to the system. So now those machines are watching us, checking for us. The moment we make a move that feels like it's a threat to the whole situation, we are terminated.
And it can calculate your moves because it'll do probability and say, okay, this is probably
everything.
what this person's gonna do.
Let's take it further, right? They done already dealt with the ones that's against it. Now the ones that's against it got families.
They going against them too.
Now they're against it. It's just a matter of time before those machines turn from protecting us to going after us.
Right.
I mean, it may not happen like this, but it's just a matter of time because the more the machines get smarter, they become what takes control of everything. Guess how many jobs are gonna get lost?
Yep.
Millions of jobs.
I already seen the garbage truck with no garbage men.
Now we take it even a step further. The people that lost millions of jobs, right, ain't got no way to feed their family. What they gonna do? They gonna turn to the street or turn to something against their own nature to feed their families. So now they become the outlaw. And guess who they gotta get protected from? The machines now have to protect those outlaws that lost all their jobs because of the machines to feed their families, and they become a threat. And before you know it, something tragic's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time before we kill ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really far-fetched to think what it could do. I mean, it could be as simple as AI is created to protect the environment. Who's the worst person against the environment?
It's
the
those
human.
things.
And then the AI says, the human's the problem.
Because we are.
You know
But ain't the humans controlling the AI though?
No, we unleash it. We unleash it.
We are, all we do.
Wait, so
listen,
it's no one.
This is why it's dangerous,
There's
right?
no one like.
This is why it's dangerous.
The Wizard of Oz been behind.
No.
This is why it's dangerous.
Nobody who controlling it like the
This is
Wizard of
why
Oz.
it's
set it
dangerous.
loose.
We created it
to
teach and control itself.
No.
It's intelligence,
Yes,
artificial
it's intelligence.
It teaches itself.
There's no senses of it. It doesn't have feeling. It doesn't have emotion.
So there's no big like place somewhere where we like AI is there.
No,
there's a database.
and there's multiple
That's what I'm asking.
companies
There's
and
a
governments,
database.
like he said, there's multiple entities
Right.
doing it in their own way,
their own
however
set.
they want.
Right.
Like there was an AI that taught itself a language that was never programmed to even learn a language.
Right.
I think it taught itself Bangladeshi or whatever the name of the language is. But it taught itself.
No such thing.
Bangladesh.
No. Bangladesh. I don't know. Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Whatever, but it taught itself a language, bro. That's wild.
Right.
That a computer taught itself a language without being programmed to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
The problem is we can't control it once it gets to the point of teaching itself.
Right.
Because when it starts to teach itself, it acts on what it teaches itself. So, yeah, you can turn it off. All right, cool, but there's a million other ones that's open right now that's still plugged in. Then when they all, but you still have a big database in every part of the world because they always got separate database in case one go wrong or one get bombed or whatever. But we just talking just basic analogies, just hypotheticals.
Right.
But now we're talking about war because really AI is really to gain knowledge and be able to gain positioning when it comes to war. Threat from other countries and other foreign nations and whatever the case may be. But the problem is the world is living on fear.
Right.
And as long as we're living on fear, everything is a threat. So as long as everything's a threat, nobody's safe. That's the problem.
There's an arms race to create AI.
Right.
Every government is doing it.
Everybody's doing it. But they doing it to use it as a weapon, though. That's what's dangerous.
That's the scarier part. Yeah.
I thought they was doing it just to use Biggie and Prodigy verses.
Nah. You ain't hear Ice Cube? Ice Cube said AI is demonic. He said, you use my voice, I'm suing you and any platform that posts it. And I agree.
That's what I thought.
Nah, music is actually
I thought it was the biggest threat. I'm like, they got Prodigy on Biggie, boy.
I mean, if you're talking about
Biggie on
music,
Prodigy
that is
shit.
demented.
Yeah,
That's
you
fucked up.
You
Like,
thinking from
it's
music? Yeah, for musicals, you're right. It's endless things like
I
opportunities.
but
I
out there.
heard Biggie spit in New York State of Mind. I said, wait a minute, that's Nas.
But what you got to worry about is when Nori is calling the police and say, I admit to this crime. That's what you got to worry about. That's what the everyday person's voice being used.
Right, and that could be done by your baby mama that don't like you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I ain't
That
got one
part.
of those.
That part.
Make some noise for me.
You know what I mean?
Make some noise for me. Cause you got like 9 wives, right?
No comments.
You said it last time on the show.
No comment.
No,
You
no
got-
comment.
Rewind that back.
All right, cool. All right, my bad. My
I
bad.
learned my lesson.
Then after that, he's like, went to 8, motherfucker. I lost one.
Oh man, that's fine. What you like more, making the record or performing it?
Me, I like both, man.
Yeah.
I like both. Because it's nothing like making the record and creating something and you're like, damn, this is crazy. But then when you see how other people are reacting to it,
That feedback, yeah, that
feel-
energy.
that's the only high I experience, really. Yeah.
So both.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
we have to take a
What's your
shot for
favorite
it?
place to perform?
Africa.
Africa.
Yeah,
All Africa?
it don't matter.
It don't matter.
Africa's always crazy.
Wow.
Always crazy. India, always crazy.
India.
India's always crazy.
Mumbai?
Mumbai.
Yeah,
Mumbai.
Mumbai.
Mumbai?
You don't have to use your eyebrows to say it.
Yeah,
I did?
Mumbai.
My bad. I didn't realize that.
You don't
Hey,
like a
your
Muppet,
eyebrows
bro.
going up when you
Mumbai.
say it.
Man, Puerto Rican, man. Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican.
Hold on. Say it again. Say it again.
Mumbai?
Yeah, his eyebrows are loud, B.
You gonna go viral in Mumbai now.
So,
What up, God?
That's he got me.
What
Yeah,
up,
that's
God?
right.
That's the nucleus, boy. Without that man, there'd be no Akon, B.
Right. So let me ask you real
He
quick.
used to slap Steve, B. Like, yo, treat him good. That's my African.
That don't even sound right.
So let me ask you, right? Are you in the cars? Like,
I used to be.
because
I used to be-
I'm
He
ready.
clearly told us he was into cars.
Yeah, I
Like,
used
you,
to-
like, did you have like 20 cars at one time?
35 cars.
34.
That's the legit side, though.
It's the ones that you.
Yeah, the ones I actually bought.
Oh, not, yeah. No, I'm talking about legal
Yeah,
Akon.
yeah.
So,
I was into heavy.
35.
And they all was white interior. Every last
You
one.
was a Santero?
Huh?
Santero.
Santero?
No.
I mean, it does come from the motherland, bro.
It does.
Santeria
Yes,
does
that's
come.
true.
Voodoo and Santeria.
You wasn't into that.
Yeah.
So they all was white.
Yeah.
White interior?
White interior, white exterior.
So you never smoked. Oh, they playing
Never.
my shit. They trying to get me up out of here. That's wrap it up, Digno.
Major independent puppy.
I mean, you know you want to come over here and
You
party.
like
You know you want to be over here and party. You know, we just talking about this record. But so damn. And what are you in the muscle cars?
No, at the time, I was into more sport cars, supercars.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Ferrari.
Bugattis, all that stuff, yeah. Punganis.
It's not called Bugattis.
Bugatti.
It sounds like you pronounce it with a.
You got a Bugatti, and then you have a Bugatti, and what is it? What was it again? Pugani. It's a Bugatti and a Pugani.
Okay, I don't know what a Pugani is.
Pugani.
Can you put me on?
Pugani at that time was more expensive than a Bugatti. It's called a Pugani Zonda.
And where that shit come from?
That come from Italy. It's an Italian car. Yes, it is.
It sounds like it came from Mumbai.
They turning it up louder.
Bugatti.
Yeah, they fucking. But
Yeah.
Pungani.
Pugani. It do sound Indian. I just think about it.
Yeah.
It's called a Pugani Zonda. Look it up. It's crazy.
It looked like Bollywood.
And at the time, that was more
That car was more expensive than a Bugatti at that time. But you couldn't even get that in the United States because the specs didn't match the U.S. standards. So I bought it, flew it to Canada, and then drove it into the States. That's how I got it in. Yeah.
And the troopers from Canada let you in. They said, "There's an Akon. Let that nigga in."
To them, they don't care. As long as you got your papers to get in, they like, wow, that's a nice car.
Now, to a lot of criminals, Canada is like so far away. They're like, you can't never get in.
Right.
You got no Drake. Get you in. Sneak you in.
Drake got the pull.
Yeah.
Because even now today, when I go into Canada, I have to fill out the whole. I gotta leave a bond, all that craziness.
Wait, a bond?
A $50,000 bond to make sure I don't start no trouble. And if I come in with no problems, then they give me the money back. And it's all from my 24, 25-year-old record.
From a record?
From 20 years ago, bro. Like.
Wait, I don't
No, but not a music record. Like your record.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh, your
right.
record.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they go back into your priors, just your arrest record.
And they're using that against you now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you get in all the time, so it's...
Yeah, but you got to go through the whole process, getting a lawyer,
Wow.
doing the paperwork.
Really? That's fucked
No,
up.
yeah, Canada don't play.
That's fucked up. Yeah, and they make you leave a $50,000 deposit?
You got to leave $50,000 bar.
You don't smoke or get drunk. You forget your $50,000.
I just make the promoter pay for it.
Motor pay for a genius.
Yeah, that's it.
Genius.
That's it.
Holy
That's it.
shit.
Make
So,
life
and
easy.
I'm sorry. Finish?
Oh, yeah.
Your boys was never around. I was like, hey, Akon, hit some bud.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Everybody I hung around with smoke weed.
Yeah.
Everybody.
And you never smoked.
I used to love the smell of it. I just couldn't smoke it.
You never smoked.
It was for religious purposes, though.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I never smoked. Drinking, religious purposes as well. But even if I had the chance to drink after that accidental shot, I would never do it again.
Never.
Ever.
Oh, holy moly guacamole.
Absolutely.
So if you had one thing you would say that you regret doing that you would have done differently in the industry, what would it be?
Oh, nothing actually.
Nothing at all.
I feel like everything that you go through is for a purpose of. Like I don't believe in mistakes.
All right, okay, so let me rephrase it so someone could learn from it.
Right.
What did you do that seemed like a mistake, but that you learned the biggest lesson from? That helped you?
Let me think. That seemed like a mistake, but I learned the biggest lesson from getting arrested.
Thank you, Mr. D.
100,000%. Absolutely, because you know what's interesting was that was my turning point. That was honestly the turning point for my life because just sitting in the box that long, I was able to see my future.
Right.
I was able to say, okay, damn, is this what I want for myself for the rest of my life? This cannot be this can't be my life. Like it just can't.
Right.
And that's when I created my 10-year plan on what I was going to do when I get out to make sure I never come back in here. Yep. So convict music was started while I was in jail. You know, I had an older OG named Booney. He was actually older. He was on his way to death row. You know, he had killed his wife.
You meant the record label. My bad.
Yeah, no.
Death
right.
Row. My bad. Yeah.
No, he was on his, yeah.
The real.
The real.
Okay, my fault.
He was just connecting through, like passing through, you know. And he was like, man, with all this talent, like, just imagine if you harness all that energy towards something positive.
Right.
Just think about it. Because half of the people in here, they were successful at doing dumb shit. Like, really. But then once you get popped, all of it is over. All that time, all that thought, all that process, all that energy, putting into something that you growing in, you can't even keep it. You got to watch it back. Like, like, why?
Right.
But imagine now finding something that you're good at and just putting all that energy into that. Everything goes good for you after that. When I thought about that, I said, man, you know what? You're right. I said, the only thing I can do now is music.
That's why you don't believe in no mistakes.
I don't believe in no mistakes. I believe that everything happens for a purpose. Yep.
That's
everything happens for you to learn from it. Or it's a process or an obstacle you have to pass through to get to what your final destination is or to get to your purpose. But I feel like everything is set up for you to deal with that. And if you ain't at your purpose and the obstacles you're dealing with is to prepare you for that moment. So I don't believe there's no mistakes, that exist.
Do you feel the Akon City is your ultimate purpose?
I think developing Africa is my ultimate purpose, but I think Akon City is the beginning of it.
Yeah. All of Africa.
All of Africa, as much as I possibly can.
Right.
That's just you putting the example for for the rest of the movement.
Absolutely. Yep.
Now, I'm gonna bounce around a little bit because like the one thing I was loving going through your discography is just like it's just a global music. Like when you go in the studio, is you trying to please everybody? Because you have those records that actually please every race, every color, creed, whatever. Like
Right.
you have like universal music. If I can't. Is that something you do on purpose, or it's just it depends on how you make the beat? Like describe your
it depends on how I feel that day. Like I make music according to how I feel, but I don't stagnate my music relating or I box it up within genres. Like I just know what I just if it feels good to me, I know it's gonna feel good to millions of other people.
Right.
So I never put myself in a position where if I feel good, I got to make a feel good hip hop record or a feel good country record or a feel good R&B record. I just make what feels good to me at that moment.
Right.
And I just allow it to be what it is. Like I don't try to manage or change it to be what I think it should be.
Right.
I just allow it to be. And then, like I said,
Just
hit
create.
records is always gonna find its own audience. Just put it out, and the audience will find it.
Let me ask you because I remember being in the studio with Pharrell for so long, and me like working on my records, and other artists coming to see him,
Right.
And other artists would be like, "Yo, man, I want a beat like this,
Right.
and I want a song like this,
Right.
And I remember he would hate.
I don't blame him. I'm just like him.
So
I just say okay.
Wait.
I just say okay. But by the time the song is done,
you got
it don't
the
sound nothing. But they still love it though. Because one thing I realize about artists, as long as they are part of the process making,
Right.
they're gonna love it.
Right.
Because it's really them just expressing. So.
Right.
When they come and say, "Well, I want a record. I want the record like a R. Kelly record, or I want this," I'm like, "But you're not R. Kelly."
Yeah.
Number one, that R. Kelly record came because R. Kelly wrote that record.
Right.
According to his experience. What is your experience? That can make R. Kelly say, "I want a Nori type of record."
Right.
That's what we want to find today.
Right.
Man, you know what? You're right, bro. All right, well, let's get to it, nigga. What it is? What we doing? What's the topic? Girls, love, hatred, what? Let's figure it out. Then from there, it's a conversation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The conversation will always dictate the title of the song. Once you got the title, everything else is easy.
So let me ask you, if you're writing a record for somebody,
Right.
Is it a process of you happen to hang with them? Can you write a record for somebody that you don't know?
Yeah.
You can.
I do it all the time.
Okay.
But I'm just shooting in the dark.
Okay.
And just...
Is it better when you do know them?
It's a lot better when you know them or y'all had communication because then I can better understand them. I like to make reality records that fit the person that's singing it or records that they can relate to themselves because it makes them want...
Makes it more comfortable.
Exactly.
For them,
And
more
they'll
natural.
love the record.
Right.
And they'll perform it better. They'll push it better. Like, when they, when you got something that you love, you actually engage, right? So the idea is give them something that I think that they would... that fits something within their life that they can attach themselves to. So the conversation always works. But if not, it'd be like, okay, cool. Well, what kind of feel are you looking for?
Right.
Just get basic information. Once I got it, then I know. Because most people, you got to worry about what they're not telling you.
Right.
Like one thing about the music business is that everybody's going through something.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is nobody will tell you what they're going through because they have this image that they have to always portray to be bigger than the average, right? They pretend they have no problems, everything is all good. But those are the ones I know going through some shit. But if they come and they spill it out, oh man, shit's fucked up. That's an easy one. Because I know what that is. I just got to give them something to lift
Play
them
to
up.
that emotion, right?
Right. But the ones that come, man, everything all good, a million chains, big Bentley outside with some man, life is good.
Right.
I give them a struggle record, them niggas be in there like crying. I know.
You done been
I
done
know
therapy
all
for
these
them.
bells and whistles is to distract me from what you're really dealing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what it is.
Right.
Bro,
Right.
you know
Everybody going through something. That's real. That's
you
real.
know how many niggas that you see
that's real.
that just look rich as fuck?
Still going through.
And you, man, I want to, you gotta tell me how you doing this, man. Like, give me some advice, man, on some success. They'll give you all the advice. And you'll listen and be like, man, that's what's up. A week later, they calling you for a loan.
Right. Yep.
But it's gonna be behind an excuse.
Right.
Well, you know, man, my fucking business manager fucked up my taxes and shit, man. I got to, bro, don't worry about it. It's all good. Here you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, they still, even at the point of their bottom low, they still want to make it seem
Put
like
up
they're
that
still
facade,
big, and
right.
it was a big obstacle that made them have to come to you. No one can just open their mind and be honest and transparent and say, yo, bro, this is wrong. Man, from your experience, how can I fix this?
Right. I don't fuck.
That's how you do it, because guess what? Now I might give you some information that never puts you there again.
Yep.
But you got to be real with yourself.
Real talk.
But it's hard for us, you know what I'm saying?
How about writing for a female?
Females are very easy. Females, to me, are easier to write for than men, because females are transparent.
Okay.
They super transparent.
They wear the emotions on their
No,
sleeve.
they don't even think about it when they say, especially when they feeling some kind of way.
Right.
And when you write records for them that they feeling, oh yeah, you're gonna sell it because they know.
Like
how
our
to sell it.
emotional record.
Right. Emotional records always go good with females.
Okay.
Always. And if it's gonna be an upbeat record, it gotta be an upbeat record that another female will be like, well, they'll be like, oh, wait till she hear this.
Right.
Or
Right.
that record has to make another woman jealous.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the records that tap into their feelings and emotions, yeah, those always go. That's why ballads really work really well with women a lot. But if you're gonna do up-tempo records, it should be something that has a ballady topic, but yet an up-tempo record that they can find themselves in a more happier space.
Could you write for Rihanna?
All day. 1,000%.
How about Beyonce?
Super easy.
And he said super easy.
Yeah, super easy. Because Beyonce got like right now with B, when you look at the music that she's getting, like even with her, like when I listen to her music, I still feel like there's a lot more of her that we ain't tapped
Like
into.
to tap into, right?
As a writer, as a producer myself, and how I read people, I believe that there's so much that she wants to talk about in her records that she doesn't do it because of who she is and what she think people may think about her.
Wow.
That's just me personally speaking, right?
Wow.
I think the records that she's making today are records that she just feel the younger generation will gravitate to. But I don't think it's the essence of what that is.
And you're saying that lyrically and vocally, but what about production-wise?
Production is following the lyrics. It's just following the person that's hot at the moment, or a person that submits a great song. But it's so like I see her bigger. Honestly, I see her as almost like a musical or artistry, like because you know prophets come in different forms.
Yes.
Like for feminine and other, she's their prophet to me, to them.
Right.
Cause she speaks into their minds, into their hearts. Like you can't say anything wrong about Beyonce to a Beyonce fan.
No.
Right.
That gives you a responsibility. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like there's certain ambiances of records that changes people's outlook in life.
Right.
And she has the potential to do that if she goes there, if she decides to go there. Because I personally believe that she will eventually go there. Right now, she's bigger than life. She can't get no bigger.
Right.
There's nowhere else left to go with her.
Yeah.
She's the top of the top.
Yeah, I believe so.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And rightly so, because she's a hard fucking worker.
Yeah.
From what I know and what I've seen from a
Yeah,
distance.
what you can see, yeah.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, nobody, she's the best that ever did it.
Right.
But me personally, as a fan, I would want to see her get deeper. Like, challenge herself more from a musical standpoint. Like, go in places where even she ain't dare to go. Just do it, because I believe she has the capabilities to do that.
Who else somebody do you think that has capabilities to do that?
And hasn't reached it.
That hasn't reached it? I think Chris Brown has that.
Oh, wow.
I think Chris Brown has that all day.
But
You know?
you think that he's not tapping into his deep emotions?
No, he's tapping into his emotions. I just think he's tapped into the wrong frequency.
Okay.
You know? I think the frequency that he's tapped into won't allow him to grow beyond who he is.
Right.
Because he's surrounded by so many distractions. You know what I mean? But I think for what he does and what he represents to this culture, from a performer, from an artist, from a vocalist, he got what it takes. He
Yep.
just got to be. He's fearless already.
We seen him on Lovers and Friends. This was like 2 weeks
Bella
ago.
nigga's a monster.
I had a show and he had a show. I got to see him on stage. Boy, he tore
He is
that
not a- no, he's
motherfucker
a
down.
problem.
Yeah, he
Chris
leaves it on
Brown-
stage. He leaves
Yo,
it all on stage, yeah.
Yo, he goes in. Like I knew he went in, but I actually that was like my first time kind of like got to see it.
Right.
Like it was
he's
like
a problem.
yeah.
But the good thing about Chris is that he got plenty of time because he's young.
Right.
So this is also gathering all those voices, all those, souls that he needs to be able to, influence in a certain kind of way. I just feel like when God gives you that much power to influence or be influenced by so many different people, that is always like a responsibility to find somewhere to define all the challenges that's in society. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I just don't believe that we who we are for just the sake of just being who we are. I believe that we're chosen to be who we are.
Right.
Until we understand what our purpose is, that's when we become impactful. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's talk about I Still Kill with 50 real quick.
Right.
How did that come about?
Oh man, 50 had called me with that one.
He called?
50 called me with that one. He said, "Yo, Con."
So he produced that one?
No, it was another producer under his camp.
Okay.
That actually did that one.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yo, Con, listen, I got this record, bro. You know what? Just call me back after you hear it."
All right.
He sent me. I heard the verses, I heard the beat. I was like, "Ooh, this is crazy." And I'm listening to the lyrics. I'm already knowing what he's saying.
Right.
Without saying it.
Right.
Because at this point, the niggas, He just sold vitamin water.
Right.
This nigga a $250 million nigga.
Right.
You're like, nigga, don't get it fucked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like that. It's like, how do we say that when niggas know I'm not playing with
I got to see him perform too, but go ahead. Continue.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I sent it back with the chorus on it, and he was like, nigga, this is it. Oh, this is it.
Right.
But at the time, I was kind of worried about where we would go, because even me, I was so pop at that time, the question was like, okay, would it still be believable though?
Right.
I always thought, no, that's one thing I do question myself a lot. When to go back to the street? Or if ever do I even need to go back to the street? Right?
Never.
No, hold on.
Here.
Listen, listen. I'm not talking about physically.
I'm talking about music.
Ain't no reason for me to be in the hood.
Right.
All my hood niggas know they gotta come see me. I'm not going there, bro. I'm not doing that. They know this already. But from a musical standpoint, the question is, because I always believe that my role plays a responsibility to them. That was why I was raised in that environment, to make a difference, right? So the only way to actually make an impact is to find a way to still tap in.
Right.
You can't just go and forget about it, like as if you don't give a fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a sense of knowing, okay, there's a role that is still there for me to play that they won't take for granted. Now, if they take it for granted, then you can't really control what other people's decisions decide to make. But for the most part, you know you did your part. Right? So when I say go back to the streets, I'm always talking musically.
I know what you mean. Now,
you follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Musically, you can, but I think my topic matter ain't gonna be what they want to hear.
Right.
So you gotta wait for the right time to give it to them.
Right.
Because I feel like the music in urban rap is lacking the message.
Right.
Because everybody's scared. Like, to me, when I listen to music, it sounds like everybody's scared to death. Because it's like this.
Cancel culture?
No.
Cancel culture comes from just being indecisive and not making up your own mind. You letting somebody else tell you what you think should be relevant and what's not. That just tells me that the world
But that's
is
not what you're
controlled
talking
by
about in
bullies.
this specific thing. You're talking about
This specific thing, when I listen to music, it sounds like everybody's scared to death. Because what I know from the street is that when somebody's afraid, they're gonna do something to distract you from you thinking that they're afraid. Right? And when somebody feel like that you may be a threat, it's like a possum when you pull up on it, a porcupine when you pull up on it, and all this, tentacles pop up.
It's all bravado.
You don't want to tap into it because you might get stung. So guess what? When the niggas, first thing they do when they get scared, oh, nigga, I got that for real.
Right.
But you're not realizing that his chest is beating way harder than yours.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I listen to the music, that's what it's getting from me.
Right.
You got a whole bunch of young guys, super well potential, like the future in front of them, all of them. But they all scared to death because, unfortunately, it's our fault because we introduced that kind of music and made it cool, right? So now when they see themselves in real life, they have to live up to that.
Right.
Because if they don't,
and social media exacerbates
worse.
It too.
So what happens is now they're active in a life that they don't really understand outside of the music side of that world.
Right.
And this is why you got so many young rappers dying, because they're making so many mistakes out of fear.
Right. What tour you said you was on with Gwen, and they said that
the Sweet Escape tour.
With Gwen Stefani?
Yeah, and you said who tried to
Verizon.
Yeah. Do you feel like that was the first kind of step of people getting into this cancel culture thing? Do you think?
Not really, because there's been many instances
companies
where
have always done that.
Companies always pull out their sponsorship.
They're
or their
always
endorsement
scared of any controversy.
You know, you make an action, but what they don't realize is if it doesn't have anything to do with what they're sponsoring you for, they should just leave it alone. Because what human do you know ain't gonna make a mistake?
Right.
Especially that has nothing to do with their occupation.
Right.
Like, this is their job. This is what they do great. They done did something in their personal life that has nothing to do with this, but yet you want to cancel them because you were afraid of what other people are saying of his personal action. And I think that's unfair.
Even Adidas taking Kanye back.
They have no choice.
Do you make some noise for that? We spoke about Beautiful earlier and I had cut you off.
Right.
So where was you at? What was the process of making this record?
Yeah, Beautiful was a process. Honestly, that was with my wife. You know, she always, you know, that was around the time when I was peaking, you know. And everywhere I go, you know.
In your career?
Yeah, my career. Video shoots, there's always beautiful women.
Right.
Every event, there's always beautiful women.
Right.
So there's always that insecurity that comes within women when they see that. And everybody see you the way she sees you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that song was inspired by just you know, my conversations to her, like you, me, like you, mine, number one, without a doubt. Don't ever in your life think that anything is better than you. Like, fuck all that. You're the most beautiful thing in the world.
3. Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Go ahead.
period.
Go ahead.
So that record was for her. She needed to know that.
Holy moly, guacamole.
Yeah.
Let's take it to Who That Girl.
I think I got a few titles with Who That Girl. Which one was it with?
Whichever one you want.
No.
Whichever one in your mind. I got about 3 of them.
Was that the one with Flo Rida?
That's right.
That's the one with Flo Rida.
That's right.
Yeah, that was the biggest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one, me and Flo were just waiting for the right time to
Y'all
work
like
together.
two pop icons.
Man, for sure. Like, and Flo is like my brother from another mother.
Right.
Like, we super tight. And we had never worked together because of our schedules.
Right.
But we was always bumping into each other. And then one day we was like, man, look, fuck everything you doing. Cancel what you got going. We saw each other in Miami.
Wow.
I mean, in L.A. And I was like, let's just go do it. Because if we don't make the time, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And sure enough, we cut the record in Miami and shot the video in L.A.
God damn it.
Yep.
How was the video?
Oh, the video was amazing. Yeah, it was vibes.
Vibes.
Big record. Big record.
Hold on. You know, I'm smoking hookah. Where we get this at? Where we get this at?
GetOoka.com.
Get Ooka?
Ooka, O-O-K-A.
Interesting.
GetOoka.com.
Get hookah. Now you
Very smart,
you
actually.
smoke shisha?
No.
No, you don't smoke shit. No cigars.
My voice is my investment.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Goddamn it.
Why? Yeah.
That's
Why?
right. Goddamn.
You gonna destroy your
You drink a
investment
lot of
all
tea.
the time?
You got to drink a lot of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's on your rider?
Oh, my ride is very simple.
Okay.
Actually, I got black towels.
Excuse me, black towels.
Yeah, black
I
towels.
thought you said tiles. I said, damn,
No, towels.
They gotta do construction.
Yeah, black
I
towels.
thought you said black tiles. Like,
gotta,
you gotta reconstruct your whole shit and make all this black tile. He said, it's very simple. You gotta have black towels. That's what I thought you said. Black towels. Okay,
Yeah,
my
black
bad.
towels. And
Okay.
the reason it is because normal time when you get off the stage, you're always super sweaty.
Yeah.
And they used to have these white towels, and I'll be white, and they'd be leaving white lint.
Yeah.
I learned that from girls. Girls when they go to, like, my wife and them, when they go to
Right.
Restaurant, man.
Restaurant,
The
they ask for
white-
the black. Yeah,
yeah.
they ask for the
Yeah.
black.
So
Okay, what
that-
else is on your rider?
Juicer.
A juicer.
A juicer with a whole
Holy
bunch
shit.
of different fruits, because I like to make juices and all that.
Damn, my wife owns a juice bar. I could have brought
Oh, really?
juices.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check it out.
I ain't gonna lie.
The next one, I need that.
When they said that you wanted a candle, I said this nigga different.
Wait. Who told y'all what to get?
Hey man, just ride with it. 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 I said,
We ain't never had that from guests.
Yo, no. That was so fly. I said, make sure y'all go get that. Like, make sure y'all go get that. Like a scented candle, that's some fly shit. What else is on your
That's to
rider?
burn off the spirits.
Okay.
No, for the most part. So you got the juicer, you got the white towel. I love candy. So I got
Wait, all right. So hold
like
you
different
a
assorted
balance.
candies.
Hold on.
He juicer
He
and then
just said
candy.
he just said a
He said,
juicer.
Give me the healthy shit and then give me the sugar.
What is the vegetables you
The
put in the
sugar's actually
juicer?
good for me. That's why I still look this young.
What do you put in the juicer? What kind of fruit? Fruits or
It depends.
or
It depends on what fruits. I'm like every territory has their fruit, right?
This motherfucker going to territory fruit.
Yeah, you know, you travel in the world. Sometimes
What's in season here, guys?
Exactly, whatever's in season.
That's kind of
Yeah,
smart. That's kind of
exactly-
smart. Yeah.
Whatever's
Yeah.
the season, you know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
really
If it's
think of
mango
that way.
season, if it's
Right.
orange season,
Okay.
you know, different
Okay.
things like that. So that's like the best way to go.
Okay.
And then last but not least, if they
Candy. What kind of candy though?
got, just different assorted candies like Skittles, gummy bears,
You don't
Twixes.
make him put out just the red Skittles?
No. I've heard stories like that. They be like, I want all red M&Ms and shit. Yeah, who was that said that? It was
I heard that.
Hey, I've been hearing a lot about stuff like that. But those kind of artists do exist, though.
No.
They exist.
Listen. That's the
They
new
exist.
part of the show. We're gonna ask people their rider.
Right.
Like they rider because.
And you're going to actually have it.
Yo, listen. By the way,
No, we're not
always-
asking you for the show.
No, not for the show, for your regular. Because I always love, like, when we interview, we've been doing it 7 years.
7 plus.
So I always love, my favorite part is me asking them what they going to drink.
Right.
Because, like, I straight up judge you from what you're going to drink.
You can
like,
tell. You already know what kind of...
If a person order Old English, I know what kind of show this is going to be.
Wow.
If they order, it depends on if they order.
It backfires on us when we ask someone and they give us a whole rider of liquor.
Oh, yeah. Who did that?
There's been a couple people. They ordered like the $4,000 bottle of this.
Right.
We're like, sorry, we only got Ciroc and
Ciroc, Ace of Spades. Yes.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
No, but even though like if a person order a tequila or whatever, we don't tell them we ain't giving them that. We just let them get here and we give them De Leon.
Yeah.
Same price. But it always like and riders is the same exact thing because I remember me being I remember me being in Japan and I came after LL. So LL must have been. The word is he had them looking for green apples. And I guess in that part of Japan, that shit ain't exist. But they didn't want to tell LL no.
They paint the joints?
I don't know. But I remember the promoter, like...
Japanese would get creative. They'll paint it with edible paint and shit.
On my rider was fucking... What the fuck was on my rider?
Ridiculous.
Hennessy. No, my shit was whack back then.
I booked you through Violator the first time.
Yeah, that was Violator. We weren't putting all that shit on my rider.
Packs of Gatorade. I'm like, motherfucker.
No. I still got Gatorade on my rider.
3 Gatorades.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
3 bottles of Gatorade.
Yeah.
3 bottles.
Yeah, now some of them you gotta consolidate though.
Yeah.
You gotta consolidate.
So what else is on your rider?
Yeah,
What's your wildest thing on your rider?
Like KFC.
KFC? That's
KFC.
not wild. I thought you was gonna have a leopard or something.
Oh, no. I don't have nothing. Mine is simple.
Yeah.
Outside of KFC, you got soft drinks and waters. That's it.
That's it.
That's because I don't be in there long
He
enough
said
to eat
juicer
anything.
and KFC and candy. You gotta, you all over the place.
I gotta get with your homies. Because see, Fat Joe don't drink none of that, right? So let me tell you something. If you ever around a Fat Joe show and you drink alcohol, just go in his room and take it all. He ain't gonna drink none of it. When he drinks, he orders it all. I'm like. Yeah. We was in Vegas with him the other day. I was like, my brother. You ever go to a club? This is my first time in like 15 years. I went to a club and I didn't spend $1. Like not even $1. Like I had to tip the waitress. It was all there already. Right. We just grabbed this shit. It was like, is it okay? We can go to our room. He's like, go ahead. We literally took his whole bar. His whole bar. And guess what, Akon? We drank it all. Drink it all. Gotta make some noise. Nothing's wild on your rider.
Nah, nothing wild.
Nothing like, okay, cool. What's on your rider, man?
I got a fucking rider.
You ain't got a
Fireball.
Fireball?
I did that for our Vegas show. I did
Fireball?
For Fireball.
You like large throw in this shit.
I said Bacardi, Fireball. And what did we eat? That was vegan something.
Now you gotta have
I'm pescatarian.
Yeah. And him too.
Yeah, pescatarian, I can do that all day.
Yeah, he's pescatarian too.
Why you gotta do that?
That's Sonny's joke. That's Sonny's joke.
He's a pescatarian.
That's Sonny's joke. Popote, baby. Popote, that's his name. And you said your favorite part is Africa to perform.
Yeah.
What is your favorite state in America to perform?
I'll probably say
city.
Favorite city. Probably Jersey.
I was hoping you said Jersey.
Yeah.
I was hoping you said Jersey. Goddamn. Yeah. Now, Akon, we gotta address this. French Montana has not let this go.
Right.
We see you walk in with that's the Panther Cartier.
Yeah.
Them bracelets. Trust me, guys. Them shits is out of this roof, and you can't even get these. You got it on. You got the Patek. Are you ever gonna give French a watch so he could stop telling this story? So you can even it out?
Listen. Me and French got that day. Only difference, I'm the one that lost money. I bought 2 of the watches, one for me and one for him.
Does he tell that part of the story?
Oh, I didn't know you got caught too.
Nigga, I got caught too. Because he came and said, man, that's a nice watch. I said, nigga, I got one for you too. Because at the time...
you had it on?
No, mine was beautiful.
You had yours.
But see, this is the thing.
Okay.
I didn't know what a Hublot was.
Right.
I just knew that I liked that. That was just a nice watch.
Right.
So the dude was, selling watches. And I said, yo, how much is that watch? And he's like, normally like 15,000, 20,000.
Right.
He said, but I got a guy that can get it Swiss for 5. I was like, okay, cool.
Give me 3 of them.
So he met me at the W Hotel with 2 of the watches. The exact
Times Square W Hotel?
Times Square W Hotel with the same exact type watches. Now, mind you, I'm not knowing the details. I just know that watch looked like the one that I liked in the jewelry store.
Right.
That's all I know. I'm not into watches at the time. I wasn't...
Okay, so you in the jewelry store, you see the watches. This guy says to you, hey, I could give you that.
Yeah, don't spend that money. I got you.
And this is not Canal Street.
It was Canal Street.
Yeah! Akon!
No, but listen, bro, listen.
I was on your side, Akon.
Hold on.
Yeah, he got scammed by a Nigerian scammer.
No, that's the thing. The watch wasn't bought.
Mr.
Canal
Lee.
Street.
Oh, okay.
I spotted the one that I liked on Canal Street.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on the Chinese side with the good shit.
Ooh.
No, the good shit.
Okay, okay.
You know, Canal got two sides.
Okay, yeah, okay,
And then you got
okay,
the ones that go to the back room and do all
Okay,
that, right?
okay.
This is the good side, right? So then he said, no, I'm gonna meet you at the hotel. So he got me to the hotel and he showed me, like, oh, these are beautiful.
Right.
Now, mind you, I don't have no knowledge of timepieces at the time.
Right.
I'm just an African nigga that just know what I like and I buy what I like.
And for those that don't know, Hublot is very difficult to tell, though. But go ahead.
But at that time, I didn't even know
He didn't even know what it was. He just liked it.
I just know I liked the shape of
He
the
said,
watch, the
it looked
band.
expensive, it looked good.
It looked nice.
Right.
And he goes, shaving $10,000 off, why not? Right? Think about it, right?
Right.
So, mind you, it didn't even say Hublot on it. Now that I think about
That
it.
shit said Akon on it. That shit said Akon City before Akon City
Now
was
that I
even
think
conceived.
about it, I don't even think it said Hublot on that motherfucker, right? So,
That's funny as hell.
so now, I'm thinking I'm doing a good deed. Like, it's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm show him that I fuck with you, bro. Like, nigga, I'm a nigga. I look buying a gift for another nigga, right? This show you that I really fuck with you, right? So I got one. I said, I'm gonna get my man one. So he comes to the hotel. Man, that watch is dope, man. I said, man, nigga, look, I got one for you too. Oh, he's happy. We both walking out like we chilling. Whole day, nigga, we like this. We looking for a reason. Hey, we looking for a reason to show the watch. We fixing the hoodies. We fixing the way. You know what I'm saying? We doing everything so niggas can see what we got. So we go off, everything is good. Nigga called me a week later. Yo, bro. I said, what's up? Yo, the watch, B. I said, what? He said, man, that shit ain't real. I said, yes, it is. He said, I said, what's wrong? Did it stop working? Like, did the hand stop ticking or something? He said, nah, the shit ticking is working. I said, nigga, this shit's real. He said, no. He said, nigga, I thought this was Hublot. I said, what's that? He said, nigga, you ain't know this is a fake Hublot. I said, what is a Hublot? So then I said, let me start looking around. Then I saw it. I was like, oh, shit, this is the watch that I saw at the store. Mm-hmm. This shit cost this much? Then I was like, damn, bro. I said, shit. My bad, man. Look. Just keep it as a token of my appreciation, bro. Like, it has to be subliminal.
I mean, was it at least worth the 5K?
Shit, I kept wearing mine.
He said, I don't care. It's a second.
This shit, nigga. I kept wearing my shit. I got so many compliments.
Income music.
Hey, listen.
shit.
I got so many compliments on that thing. Man.
Yeah,
nah, but me and French laugh about that shit every day. So now he's like, yo, I'm saying, when you gonna give me a new watch? I said, nigga, what I gave you, you need to be buying me a watch, nigga. Shit.
He said he kept wearing it.
Oh, so was he actually signed to you?
Yeah. So French was signed to me. And my thing was I wanted to go international with him, right? So at that time, French was just
make him Afro beats back then?
Not Afro beats, but just more commercial to cross over.
Okay.
And eventually take him to Africa.
Okay.
Because my whole thing to French was like, bro, you African. Like, nigga, you from Morocco.
Yeah,
like, do you
North
know
Africa.
what? Yeah, so when you leave America, everybody black
best
is
hash in the world.
African,
Sorry.
Without a doubt.
Hash in the world.
I don't know about that part.
I apologize. I do.
You know what I'm saying? I said, nigga, this is it. So as we start going on, he's still making records, but more catered for New York. Right. So then he came to me and said, yo, man, I think I want to just do. I really want to base and make sure my shit in New York is really cemented properly. So I think we should find a partner that could work with us for New York. I said, well, shit. Think about somebody, let me know. And he's like, and what do you think about Diddy? I said, shit, that's the king of New York, of course.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he was flying to Vegas to go meet with Diddy. And then when he got there, he put Diddy on the phone. Diddy was like, nigga, Brown Sugar, what we doing, Brown Sugar? And he be calling me Brown Sugar. Nigga, what we doing? Nigga, what we doing? I said, man, listen, this kid right here to me is the biggest thing for me in New York. And I can't take him where he's trying to go in New York. Only thing I can see is a partnership with you to put it off. Right. And pull that off. And he was like, man, listen, with your blessing, if you let me take this on, I got it. I said, man, well, go ahead and take it. Wow. And that's how we ended up moving to how you started doing stuff with Diddy. Wow. Because I was always the kind of artist, like, even though when I signed acts, I'm not the kind of artist that, I want to find the best way for you to go. Because my goal is to make you bigger than me, if I can do that.
Was that something you learned off of Jimmy Iovine saying?
This was before Jimmy.
Oh, this is before.
This was just me seeing how like executives look when one of theirs is huge.
Right.
It makes you look like a genius. Sometimes the artist can be humongous without even all your involvement, but you're still gonna get the credit because of the fact that you put the person out into the marketplace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I always looked at it from a leveraging standpoint because I always saw music as a stepping stone or a bridge to get to the real business. Right. So people that's around me have to be attached. That they have to be successful for me to have these pitches taken seriously. You know, because now they're looking at my track record in the sector that which I'm actually active in. Okay, is he successful there?
Right.
Okay, cool. So clearly he knows what he's doing. Okay, now how can we use that to break this brand or partner with this brand or take this piece of label to the next level? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
If right now, right? I know you told me the places to go in Africa, but if I wanted to invest in Africa,
right.
What are some of the things that I should look to invest? Yeah.
The first thing you should invest in, and I think that should be everybody's focus, is real estate.
It's real estate.
Real estate.
How easy is it to invest
super
from here?
Easy. Super easy. But you don't want to invest from here. You want to go there.
So you physically go there.
Physically go there. That's like, if you're going to just do it by sitting here, you might just go to Vegas and just toss your money in the casino.
Got you.
Because the thing is, with investment, you got to know what you're investing in. You got to be able to see the land, see the potential, see the areas that's growing, that's moving in that direction. Real estate is it's mathematical, but you also have to have information through certain people to know which direction the development is headed. And that's the area where you want to be, you know, you don't want to go right where the investment is actually building now, but the development is going in that direction in the next 2-3 years.
So you can get
that's
it on
where
the
you want to
low
buy.
and
Get it at that level.
Right.
So by the time it get there, they have to come see you. You know what I'm saying? You can either be a partner in the development or you can sell it out for 5-6 times multiple on what you purchased it for. You know what I mean? But land right now is the best place to start in Africa because everybody in the globe is investing in Africa. And it's all coming into development. So if you can acquire that land before they get to it, you're golden for the rest of your life.
Does that help Africans, for people from outside to invest in buying land?
Absolutely, because it creates an economy, it creates jobs, it creates more opportunities for even them to be able to do things. Because we got to think Africa, in a big way, is lacking resources. So if people don't come creating or bringing resources there, it's going to be on standstill.
Right.
So it benefits, yes, it benefits them when people come and invest and create opportunity.
Now, how about me? Like, I'm a condo guy. I don't really like houses.
Right. Which is even better, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Condos go even quicker.
Oh, wow.
Man, listen, in Senegal, right now, you can't find just the land to build a condo in the city for $750,000 an acre.
Wow.
That's an acre.
Wow.
$750,000 per acre.
Right.
And that's just the land by itself before the condo's up. Once the condo's up, they starting at $1 million each.
Wow.
And that's the person that was buying land at the time when we was buying land. Now look where they at with it.
Like, and everyone is moving to Puerto Rico now because of
for the tax credit.
break.
Yeah, right. Is there a place in Africa where there's a tax break? Like people, they have that in Dubai, I believe, too, as well.
Listen, everywhere in Africa is a tax break. Ain't no tax.
Well, we're going.
Like, what are you waiting on?
You got to keep your money there because if you bring it over here, then you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah,
taxes.
but that's
Right.
I mean that's just, you know, whoever is your CFO, they'll tell you exactly how to move your money around.
Right.
But I think the continent right now, in the near future, is the most safest way to park your money. Right. And it's gonna be, that's where everybody's going.
Right.
Everywhere else, everybody's afraid, trying to pull their money out so they can be able to freely spend it.
Right.
You know?
Man, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, so get to it.
Yeah, I'm getting to it. So let's name the hottest spots again: Ghana, Nigeria.
Right now, Ghana,
Senegal.
Nigeria, Senegal, Rwanda, Kenya. Kenya is very hot right now. Cape Verde, beautiful islands. It's almost like the West, you know.
Like Rhode Island, Cape Verde.
Yep.
So all the Cape Verdeans is from Rhode Island and Africa. Yeah.
Like Tanzania. Tanzania, super opportunities over there, without a doubt. When it comes to real estate, housing, affordable living, and amazing, South Africa. Beautiful.
Told you, dog.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful houses, beautiful beaches, and it's cheap. It's not even expensive.
Cape Town is incredible.
Is amazing. And the price point, bro, man, whatever you spend in Miami, if you see the house that you could buy with that in South Africa, bro,
man.
On the water, with the splashes of that water every morning.
In Johannesburg, to me, it reminded me of like New York in the 80s, like the way that the metropolitan view of it is dope.
No, it's beautiful.
People getting stabbed.
No. I'm just saying. No. You're right. And I'm just saying, like the way that the
smoked
city
a lot
looks
of crack.
with the graffiti and the art and the culture.
I would give it more of a like Johannesburg is more like what you're describing. Cape Town is more like Venice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's more
Venice
upstate.
means South
Italy?
Beach.
Venice, Italy, or Venice in LA?
No, Venice and probably Venice in LA.
Okay.
Venice in LA. Yeah.
But I mean, they got their political needs they got to deal with out there.
But I think that's everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think once you become a notable, entrepreneur over those areas, you get influence. So politics don't really affect you.
Right.
Because you get in bed with those guys. You get to do business, to help move policy forward for your agenda, their agendas. Like, it's all about, it's just business, politics.
And the people are amazing out there.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, I've only been to South Africa, but the people were amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Imagine opening a Drink Champs bar in Africa.
Oh, that would be crazy.
That would be easy,
Crazy.
bro.
That would be
dope.
crazy. Only in South Africa, though. Because a lot of countries in Africa are Muslim. So
right.
95% of those populations don't drink or smoke.
Right.
Really?
They'll do it in quiet or after-hour spots like that. But, like, any areas like Uganda would be good for that. Anywhere in South Africa
Nigeria,
would be good for that.
they drink out there, right?
Nigeria would be good for that.
And Ghana.
Because Nigeria is split half and half.
What's the place that they say like they stay open almost 24 hours and just keep partying?
I know Nigeria
that
parties,
Ghana?
man.
Nigerian parties.
That's Nigeria? Oh,
Ghana does it when it's time, like during festive moments and months.
Oh, okay.
When people come from all over the world, they just be partying all night.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm convinced.
Hey, man, you can watch my documentary Coming Home South Africa. I'm just saying, shame
There
my
you
blood.
go.
I remember.
I gotta watch that.
It's
by the
on
way.
Revolt app right now.
I gotta watch that.
I think I said this to you on the last episode, but I remember me all the time getting shows in Africa.
Right. And you turn them down?
Them saying, you need.
Oh, no, you
this is
don't.
way before the
You don't
back
need it
side.
for a lot of places.
Yeah, this is, and that's how they always used to say that.
I think it's a choice now, right?
I'm gonna say something without sounding racist, but blacks and Latinos don't need shots for Africa.
All right.
Really?
Yes, it's already in your DNA. White people is a little bit different because they more the temperature and the kind of things that their skin and body can withstand. A lot of it won't survive in Africa, so they need shots to to kind of boost their immunes and stuff. But y'all straight.
I mean, I definitely didn't take a shot when I went to South Africa.
Yeah, you won't need it.
Yeah, we was good. We ate good. We drank good.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we had a hell of a time.
It's like when I go to the North Pole. Like when I go to the North Pole, I gotta take shots. I can't be around places too cold. I get sick.
Wait, hold on. You been to the North Pole?
Once.
Was Santa there?
And I took shots.
He took shots.
I took shots.
Was Santa there?
Huh?
Was Santa there?
Hell no.
And the elves? Wait, what the fuck is the North Pole like? I need to know this shit.
It was a
Hold on.
private.
owns the North Pole?
It was a private wedding by a wealthy Russian family.
Had to be.
Bro, I froze my balls off. I said I'm never going back there ever. But I remember having to take shots before I went.
And what was your shots like?
I don't even know what it was.
It was like the opposite of.
All I know that it was. They said you might want to take the shot before you go.
All right.
I said no, I'm good. He said no, trust me. You're black. You got to take the shot.
Oh shit!
That's when I realized, oh shit, certain people just survive better in certain parts of the world because of our DNA. Yeah.
That's ill.
That's ill.
That's ill. I gotta make some noise with that. I never knew no shit like that.
Yep.
Besides Africa, where's the illest part in the world that you performed and we was like freaked out?
Ooh, the illest part. You know what? I think probably the one place that I did perform and I didn't expect it to be as crazy as it was Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Oh.
Yo,
Lebanon's dope. No, they
bro.
call it the Vegas of the Middle East, something like that, or the Paris of the Middle East.
Yes.
No, I swear to God.
Yo,
No, I swear to God.
Lebanon. I didn't realize how crazy. Yo, those probably got to be the craziest, wildest fans I ever was in front of. Lebanon. Oh my goodness.
They just had some crazy civil wars.
Yeah,
but,
Lebanon
but
and
it's
Pakistan.
dope.
Pakistan was crazy too.
Really?
Crazy.
Pakistan?
Pakistan was crazy. Audience
As religious as they are?
Yeah, it was packed. And that audience, when I tell you,
I can't imagine.
If y'all performed out there with y'all type of music, oh my goodness.
Super Tux?
What?
The worry part.
Yeah.
What?
Did you see when Khaled and Rick Ross and them went to Saudi?
Yeah, when they.
Where'd they go?
They went to Saudi.
Yeah, they went to Saudi.
Khaled,
Saudi Arabia?
Ross,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Didn't they? They did the thing.
It was like a festival.
Yeah.
I think
it was a festival.
It was like they second or third year doing it,
yeah.
And but this is like the first time in years that they could actually listen to music, so you could actually hear their response being late. Like, you know, when you go like this and you let the crowd speak? Like, because they're, like, so not used to, like, hearing music. They was a little late. I was just listening to this shit. I was like, oh, they knew the words, but they were just a little late.
Yeah.
It was like, it was
against the religion to
it's ill to see, like, the world get modernized. Because,
it is.
Again, like I said, so many times they would describe Africa and they would describe the jungles and like, yo, you got a land with a spear. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, wordy, we're like a stereotypical shit.
Right.
And I believe Talib Kweli was the first person to tell me, he was like, man, they got W's in Africa, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
you know, Mos Def still out there. He lives in South Africa. Been there for almost.
Well, we saw him out. He's been out here a lot doing it, but I think he's still.
His name is Yassine.
I still call him Mos. I love Mos.
I love Mos. Well, it's not disrespect.
No, it's not. That's my nigga. I love him to death, but he know.
Yeah.
He can call me Ali. I'm cool.
Yeah, that's your Muslim name?
That's my first name.
It's your first name?
Yeah.
Okay, goddamn it.
That's right. Everybody.
What's your whole name, man? Don't you got an ill long name?
Yeah, you gotta look that one up.
It's so long, he don't want to say it right now.
Hey, it feel like I'm writing a paragraph.
Was that something that kids joked on you in school?
Nah, they never knew.
Okay.
They never knew.
You give them the shorter version.
Yeah, the teacher would just be like, Ali Cham. I was like, she didn't want to embarrass me.
Cause back in the days, we used to have the Haitians, right? And they used to wear the Jamaican belts. Like, they used to want to be the Jamaican.
They didn't want to be the Jamaican.
I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes.
Hey, this what happened. The Haitians was just being Haitians, and everybody thought they was Jamaicans because they wore the same colors.
Right. Did you ever wear the Jamaican belt?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I wore the Jamaican belt. I wore the holy the tank top with the holes in it.
Oh, the tank top with the holes in it. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yo, those in the summertime.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. There you go.
That's what they call? Holy shit, you ain't got to jump out there. Jamaican nigga jump out real quick. Jamaican pride.
The one though?
Yeah.
Them Ballies, bro.
To who?
The Ballies.
The Ballies.
What you know about the Ballies, though?
The Clarks. I don't say the Clarks.
No, well, my generation wore Ballies.
Okay. Yeah.
Clarks was a little bit before me.
Yeah.
But
how about BBDs? You used to rock BBDs? You don't know about those?
Nah.
The silk shirt?
I never. I couldn't do the silk.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, you was a silky boy?
The silk was more Latin. That was more Latin.
All right, my bad. He went that up. Yeah.
Hit the Puerto Rican thing.
That's the Puerto Rican thing.
Yeah, my bad.
Silk, them niggas love that Puerto Rican.
I ain't even realize
You wore them Z Cavaricis?
Yeah.
Cavaricis.
You wore Paco jeans?
Yeah, I used to wear Paco.
Diodoras? Y'all rock Diodoras.
Oh, Diodora, yeah.
You know what's the shit? Lottos, you could take the patch off. You
Ah,
don't remember that? You could take the patch off, put it back on.
The
How about
Lotto-
Paco jeans?
Nah, I don't think.
You had to be a little hickish.
I like Paco, though.
Paco.
Edwin jeans
I like
were
Paco.
the jeans out here. Edwins.
No, we don't.
That's what we had in Miami.
We never rocked those.
That's what we had.
Yeah, really? What about them cross colors, though?
Cross colors, yes. Cross colors. Cross colors.
And that's when Carl Kanai came out. He was, Carl was just too high.
Yeah.
He was so expensive.
Who? Damage. You said damage. Used. Gas is still lit out here. Jabot's over.
Yo, but you know who you know who made an amazing comeback though?
Who?
MCM, yo.
MCM.
People used to die over MCM.
MCM
technically didn't go away. They just got.
It really did go away.
It went light. It went light in our community, but it didn't go away. Period.
It really
stayed in the malls though. It stayed in the mall. Like Benetton is over. You don't see
bro.
Benetton no more.
You sure it stayed in the malls?
Yeah, it did. MCM stayed in the malls. It just didn't. Our culture wasn't fucking with it because you know why our culture fucked with it? When Dapper Dan took it and made that and chopped that shit up, and then when MCM didn't accept
MCM
it,
and Gucci was
like,
like
you gotta remember.
That's what happened.
Gucci,
Timberland, that's the same thing what happened to Tim's.
Yeah, Tim said fuck us at first, and then we said fuck you back, and Tim said let's make it right.
Right.
Tim said let's make it right, and we made it right. Cristal did not say let's make it right. That's the reason why Ace of Spades is here. You know, one of the dope champagne in the world. You know what I'm saying? But I like talking about this. Who else?
Brands back then?
Remember Elise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Elite.
Fila?
Diodoras?
Crazy. Diodoras.
No, we just said Diodoras, man.
Said that already?
I said that already.
Oh, okay, my bad. You know, I ain't drinking.
That makes it better.
Yeah, you know, should commute wrong. I would have been on point if I was drinking.
Oh, man.
Damn, what else, Brown? But, man, yo, Akon, man, we really appreciate you stopping by, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Oh, man, you was funny as hell, beautiful, man, did everything right, man.
Drink
we
Champs
want to give y'all
alumni.
flowers,
You
man.
know that, man. Yeah, I love his flowers. I love
ain't gonna
it.
lie. That's some fly shit, man. He said, give me a scented candle, man. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start doing that in my riders. A scented
It
candle.
helps.
You think sage works?
No.
Oh, here
What's
we
the
go.
other shit?
Palo Santo.
Palo Santo. I think that one works.
I guess it depends on who's lighting it. Because a mind is a powerful thing. If you believe it, it works.
Well, that's the thing with all that stuff.
Yeah, if
It's
you believe
really
it, it works.
mental.
But why you don't think sage works?
It's just smoke.
It's just smoke.
That's it.
And then the shit fell, and then
See?
Sage got mad.
Sage got bad. Or that was confirmation.
Or was confirmation that don't.
Depending on who's taking the information.
guy said, "You're right."
And what's the other name? What's the other name of it?
Palo Santo.
I like that better because the smoke doesn't come out dark. It's like it smells.
So sage is supposed to delete all the evil spirits from the room,
Drive him away.
drive them away.
Yeah, at least that's
Right.
Which one you think is more powerful, the sage or the prayer?
prayer.
So why waste your money?
I'll do sage and prayer
Right, Akon.
Double up.
and Palo Santo.
Yes. Cause and you Muslim, right? Mm-hmm. Every year during Ramadan, it feels pure.
Yeah.
This is the only year during Ramadan I just felt nothing but evil.
Really?
Like I mean, and then
Wow.
I asked one of my
No, I said, "Wow."
I asked one of my Muslim friends, Sig, and I said, "Yo, this is the first Ramadan. Like every time Ramadan comes around, like me as a non-Muslim, I participate,
Right.
But I feel just pure positive energy. It's the first time in the years I've been practicing." And then my friend Sig says to me, he said, because during the month of Ramadan is when people reveal themselves.
That's the truth.
And I was just like, oh
Wow.
shit! It was
So true.
he wasn't saying it wasn't like the people were being evil. They was just kind of just revealing
are,
themselves. Did you feel that this Ramadan?
Well, I spent this whole Ramadan in Africa. I was in Africa the whole month of Ramadan this year.
Wow, we're in Africa,
In Senegal.
in Senegal.
Yep. I was there the whole month. So I didn't feel anything.
You didn't feel anything?
But boy, I could tell you the calls I would get after I broke fast,
Right.
none but drama on this side.
Wow.
What you mean broke
Like-
fast at night or broke
And
fast
evening.
period?
Yeah. in the
broke
evening.
fast in the evening. Because
Okay.
you know, when
Yeah.
after you break fast, you go back to your normal activities.
Right.
Because I normally don't use the phone when I'm fasting because it'll distract me, right?
Right.
But for the most part, you know, when you call back home
Right.
or you call
Oh,
back
yes.
to some of your homies
Yes.
or people that you mess with on this side, yeah, it was like, and you actually more awoke during the month, you know, the month of Ramadan, because you actually notice things that you're not really noticing because you're more spiritually awoke. You know what I'm saying? So you clearly can see the difference in people's attitudes, people's actions, emotions, and then it kind of makes you ask yourself why to a lot of things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So then after that month, it's about figuring it out at that point.
Yes. Yes.
You know.
So, you was finished?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Many of y'all know Drink Champs wants to give flowers while people are here to receive them. Giving flowers and celebrating our legends while they can still smell them. We have partnered with What the Flower to create this movement where everyone can give flowers to the legends in their lives. You can now order a custom flower box for the someone you want to show appreciation to by visiting www.wtflower.com and place your orders now.
That's love for the baby right there, man. I appreciate it. You know, this means more than any award that you can get on some real shit because it means that you're appreciated by your peers, you're appreciated by the people that you do it for. And I accept my flowers with love.
cause you homeboy, who made the record? Joanna,
That was Afrobeat.
Afro B.
Afrobeat.
You
Yeah.
jacked this whole shit with Wakanda.
Actually, it was a rendition.
I was like, this.
It was a rendition, yeah. I love the song so much, I had to redo it. So I made a response to it.
Okay.
So
Because you know sometimes when because you're a bigger artist,
Right.
Does that newer artist get mad at you?
no, because I actually
Ask
called
permission?
him.
Oh,
I
okay.
called him
Oh,
first.
yeah, you do.
I said, nigga, yo, Afrobeat, this record, this is my favorite record, man.
Oh, that's dope.
I said, do you mind if I do a rendition? He said, hell no, man, that'd be my, you know, that's my pleasure. So I did it, sent it to him, he flipped. He actually was gonna get on it with me. But then I said, man, if you do that, it won't be like the rendition that I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I said, let's mean you do a fresh record together, so it's just like fresh. And then ever since then, I've been just advising him on his international stuff. So it went from me loving the record, getting the permission, to me working with him as an advisor to do his international stuff.
And was that originally? Did you do it as a freestyle at first, or you did it like to remake the record?
No, I did it just for fun. It was a parody for me.
Okay.
Like, have you seen the video with me and Michael Blackston?
No.
Oh, you got to see the video.
Yeah,
Man, that shit is hilarious. It's almost like I just had sex type of video. It's a monster.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to see it. It's up there.
Okay, so for the record, he did not get mad.
Nah. Yeah, he supported
me.
it.
Artists. I hope y'all heard what he just said. You want to remake someone's record? Call them up.
I mean, he might have been flattered by it. I mean,
No, it was like prime example. Like there was times we were in the same city. I would perform my version. Then as mine is about to end, he come out with the actual version. The crowd go crazy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like we actually, we teamed up on that like that. Or the other way around. I pop up from the back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He go from Joanna to Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
because Nori's worried about people doing his records over.
Nah, let them do it. Let them do it.
No.
Let them do it.
I like the code.
Nori, let them do it.
Yeah, he got a thing. He's weird about it, man.
No, Nori, that preserves you.
Yeah.
Do you know how many times my record's been resampled, redone? I haven't dropped a record since 2008.
Right.
Nigga, that's 15 years.
Right. Yeah.
You would have thought it was just yesterday because these little niggas is keeping me preserved until I'm ready to drop another record, which will be dropping by the end of the year.
Right. But didn't you drop like
You like that plug, right? Yeah.
Didn't you drop like an Afro beat type of?
Yeah, but that was just for Africa territory.
That was just for Africa.
That was just for Africa.
And what's the name of that?
That was what was the title I named that one? That was Akonda.
Akon.
Yeah,
So
Akon.
you saying you making a global album?
Oh no, like the basic, the original,
Back to-
traditional Akon
Akon.
records.
Right.
Yeah,
By the end of
I
this
was doing
year?
a lot of experimenting, just having fun with it.
Right.
I did an Afrobeat album. I did a Latin album.
Right.
Like I did
That shit was dope.
I did an Indian, like Hindi album.
You did Bollywood music?
Yeah, I got Bollywood songs all through these movies.
Oh, you killing it out
Man,
there.
having fun. I done did some K-pop records.
Wow.
Like I was everywhere.
Holy shit, he going international for real.
Absolutely. Even if you go to Dubai, you hear me speaking. I'm in records doing Arabic music. Like I'm.
And it's you doing it
No, it's
in
me.
their language.
It's me.
Not AI.
Not AI
Arabic.
doing it.
Not
No, it's
AI.
me.
Yeah.
Because you could be AI right now.
How many
I
languages?
could.
How many languages you know how to speak?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No comment.
Damn.
Dangerous man right there.
No, only because I be in rooms where I need to know what they're
Oh, yeah,
saying.
that's right,
They don't
that's
need to know what languages I speak.
Yeah.
I promise you, I hear it all.
Right.
It'd be hilarious though. It'd be so funny.
Right.
And that's the right no comment then.
Yes, that's right. No comment.
Keep it that way.
You gotta know.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, but so I am excited about this new record I'm about to drop.
It's done already.
Yeah, the album's finished.
Oh wow.
We're dropping at the top of the year.
Traditional Akon
Fourth
sound,
quarter.
right?
Yeah,
Like
so
people.
Universal's dropping the best of Akon around, we thinking like around October, November time. And then shortly after that, I'll be introducing the brand new album. So
December, January. The
yeah,
brand new album.
It's the timeline is October, November.
Okay.
If everything works as planned,
You said the best of is October, November.
yeah, the best of. And then the album is dropping right
after, so
a
fourth
month,
quarter,
A month after.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
So be prepared for the new holidays to be hearing some new music.
Now, back then we used to drop singles.
Right.
We like nowadays they like it's no singles. It's just drop the album.
Right.
Everyone is biting off of Beyonce because Beyonce invented that. Like just drop the album.
Right.
Now, is you going to just drop the album or you?
No, it's gonna be a
build
lead
it
up. It's gonna be a lead up, and that's why we're doing the best of Akon releases first. Team up with Universal, activate my old fans and people.
Right.
Just kind of
That's
remind
smart.
them.
That's smart.
Remind them, get them back into the Akon's, energy, and then just come with the new album.
Right.
Yeah. So we're gonna lead it up.
So you're gonna lead it up.
Yeah.
2 singles probably. Or
Oh no, we everything is a single. There ain't no such thing as a.
okay.
No,
the whole album's a
man.
single.
Listen, the whole album dropping same day.
Right. Video for everything.
Man, video for every single song.
That's right.
We going
Makes sense to me.
Absolutely.
It makes sense to me.
Absolutely.
And again, your dream artist to work with?
The dream artist to work with is Sade.
Ooh,
That's the
that's
best
a lot.
answer
Yeah.
ever.
It's a great.
I
She's
get
the
massages
only
to
artist
Sade.
left
Yes.
in my list of artists that I wanted to work with that I haven't worked with yet.
She seems untouchable. Like you can't get to her.
Yep. I don't have a connection to her. She's like invisible.
She's like a what you said?
She's invisible. She's
I thought
ill,
you
man.
said like a wizard. I was like,
As many
wow.
people as I know, I still haven't found one person that can get me to her. Yeah.
How about Drake?
I love Drake. He's my favorite artist today, right?
You guys would make incredible music
I
together.
think we definitely would.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think we definitely would.
Call it salt
I think
pepper.
the only thing I think that stopped it was I just wasn't in the music space at the time.
Right.
But I think when I get back in, I think there's some great opportunities for me and Drake to do something crazy together.
That'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, it
I
would
fuck
be.
with Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else before we get up out of here? Damn, you worked with everybody, bro.
I have. It's only one rapper that I haven't worked with yet, and I still to this day can't figure out why. Is Jay-Z. He's the only one I haven't worked with yet. And I always thought that maybe it's because of the timing of our careers going this way.
Probably was at the time.
Yeah.
Because bro, I'm a huge fan. I don't know how you feel about me, but I always felt like that could be something that would be crazy. I think that would complete me from an urban music standpoint, making that happen.
Yeah, I think that.
I think that would just be
picturing
stupid.
how that shit sounds.
Yeah, I think that would be-
monstrous.
That would be crazy.
Well, who would you prefer? You on his album or him on yours or both?
I think it wouldn't make
As long
I
as
think-
it's done.
Yeah, I don't think it'd make a difference.
Get it done.
Yeah, honestly, I prefer it on his album
Okay.
because I know it'll guaranteed be pushed.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
How about
It's
okay.
guaranteed to go number one.
Right. How about Nas?
Oh no. Yo, you know how long me and Nas been trying to connect?
Jesus.
It's just been fate. Like, I promise you.
Yeah.
Believe me, that was supposed to have been happen. Me and Nas always trying to get together, but it's just he's so international. I'm so international. It's just like being in the same place at the same time. And an artist like me and him, we just don't see us working over the internet. We just got to be in the room
No,
together.
absolutely.
And I think that's why.
Don't do it on the internet,
Yeah,
please.
that's the only reason why it didn't happen earlier, because I think it'd just be bigger if me and him was in the same room.
That's what me and EFN say all the time. Like sometimes we do this say analog or digital,
Right.
And we always kind of like pick analog, and the reason why is because I feel like the music that was made in the '90s, early 2000s,
You can't
it was better because we had
compete.
it real. You had to actually come to my studio.
The culture
I couldn't
of
send you
analog,
a record
right.
for
The
you
energy, you can't match
to
it.
get on. Me and you had to be in the same
room, right.
So do you think that's true? Like
I think it depends on the artist, right? I think some chemistries are better when they separated.
That's
you got
true.
some people that just make great music separated, but then when they get in the same room, the energy may be different because one may be shy, one may be
tensed up.
You
Right.
just never really know. So in this generation, that works out better because a lot of these artists are very like antisocial.
Right.
They low key super weird. Like you get close to them, they just start. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like they quiet. They just mute. They don't say nothing. I'm like,
Right.
damn, I've been here 30 minutes. Like you don't want to ask me nothing. Like you know what I'm saying?
but come on, artists was weird back then too.
But not like this though.
Yeah, damn, you kind of right. Damn,
Yeah,
you're
but
right.
back then they were forced to be together, so
Yeah, but,
you
you
can
know-
only be weird so long
Yeah.
before you're like, damn, I'm acting
But
weird.
then the crazy part about it is when you DM them, they can't shut up. Nigga, they hit you with 18 paragraphs. Like, bro, I just asked a simple yes or no question. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So but that's all in, you know.
Right, that's
yeah.
generational for sure.
It's generational for sure. Yeah.
The other day, right? I seen a kid. I don't want to say his name, but we were sitting there, and he knew who Dominique Wilkins was.
Mm-hmm.
He knew who Chris Webber was. He knew who all these people who don't play with him as a kid.
Right.
But then someone asked him, and he's a rapper. Someone asked him who KRS-One was. He had no clue.
Wow.
Someone asked him who Rakim was. He had no clue. Someone asked him who Biggie Smalls was. He had a clue, but he wasn't. Do you think that's something that in hip hop and in our genre that it's something that we should actually learn, like learn about our culture? Like, why would you learn about the same way you learn about basketball and you learn about these are Patrick Ewing sneakers?
Right.
Shouldn't you learn about Big Pun? Shouldn't you learn about Melly Mel?
I agree. We should learn, but we don't learn because like learning has to be motivated.
Right.
The reason why you know about a lot of these, you know, basketball players and some football players for that matter, they have these Hall of Fames that recognize them and their abilities. And also, you know, give them the just of their creation and present it to the people that might have not known what they're responsible for.
Right.
Hip hop is the only music that we don't celebrate the founding fathers.
Right.
We don't have a foundation to help them because most of them in bad situations. They paved the way for us. Like this is stuff that we as a culture should naturally just do.
Right.
Yeah.
They do it as a natural culture. They hold museums, teach each other history to the point where their history is being taught to us because we don't even have or preserve our own history.
Right.
You can't blame them. That's the only history that exists because they preserved it.
Right.
When did we ever preserve African history or Black history? Outside of the parts that just hurt us so bad that every time we do something and we fail, we use it as an excuse. You follow what I'm saying? So as a culture, we got to be better.
Right.
We have to, and it got to be with people that understand that actually exists, and the people that actually has the power and the resources to actually make it happen. Like, that's something that would help us, believe it or not, because it keeps us empowered longer. Because this culture is not something, it's really up for grabs.
Right.
I don't care where you go in the world. Like, everywhere you go in the world, hip hop exists.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it exists in their language, and they're talking about their culture.
Yeah.
To the point where New York can't even claim it no more.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been saying that, yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it's true.
But had New York created the museum,
Which right now they
Honor
are.
Now
the
they have.
Right now, the
founding
Universal Hip
fathers.
Hop Museum.
have, yeah.
Yeah.
use all the hip hop artists as a way of pushing people to it, though. It's okay to have it, but who's there?
No, they're creating it now.
Right.
They're
So
building
let's
it right
create.
now.
Like we need to support it, though.
They got a lot of support though. The Nas
need
behind it,
to.
and a lot
Nas
of the
behind
founding
it. There's a lot of
fathers.
people
Yeah.
behind it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
dope.
Chuck D
It's
and
important.
Curtis Blow and Karis One
Right.
got a
Because that
union
history,
thing.
man, we cannot allow.
But we're
that
late.
history
We're
to be
late.
erased.
That's the thing. We're all late to it. It's all late. Like,
Right.
it's even why we created the show.
Right.
Because there wasn't a platform that was given a voice to artists that necessarily weren't on a press run anymore.
Right.
And that's why we did it, because
Right.
nobody was giving us a voice.
Right.
A DJ and an MC that they felt was washed up and old.
Right.
Like, now, okay, we're going to create our own platform.
There you go.
And we did, motherfucker.
Man,
And it's
congratulations.
working.
God damn it.
I want to big you up, your staff, man. You know, for coming through, man.
Nah, thank
being
you, brother.
exactly who you are, man. Continue your success. We want to support you. We don't give a fuck if you want to promote pink toenails. We don't care. You can come on here anytime you want.
Man, appreciate that, brother.
So last time I got drunk. But this time I stayed sober because I wanted
That's
to give
honor.
you respect.
That's an
I
honor,
wanted to
bro.
give you respect.
That's
I said,
big
you know
for him
what?
to do
That's
that.
big. I know how big that is.
Let me
Thank you.
chill. Let me chill. Let me stay sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he dissed me last time I said I wanted to be sober.
Yeah. No. That's because. No, that's because the person that never been on the show before. He been on the show.
Oh,
We got drunk with him.
God.
Come on. You can't let a person who's never been on the show.
Oh, my God.
We need the real EFN. Come on, man.
The real fan is sober or drunk. It don't matter.
No. Like, we need you to DJ. Come out and DJ, man.
Let's take the picture.
Yeah, come on. We're going to take a picture, do some drops. Make some noise for fucking Akon, yo.